messes with the Game Pass, right, and gets people to spend money. If you want to take advantage of the 3-day early access, you have to buy a premium upgrade. Right?
So even
So
if you have Game
essentially,
Pass, you just pay the extra.
so yeah, so the thing is, but taking how much of how it's low key genius because at that point, if I was Microsoft, I would release every game 3 days early and make
Right.
people pay the $30 because I believe it's $30 to do that upgrade. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So imagine paying $30 for a game that you don't even own. It's just in a subscription.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Low key kind of genius still, but I'll give him credit.
Wait, so
For that.
even
That's a
if you
finesse. Big
upgrade
finesse.
to that early access the 3 days early version, you don't own that version. It's still like the Game Pass version.
Yes, so the Game Pass version. You just have the upgrade.
Oh,
What I don't
shit.
know, which I haven't tested out myself, is that if you then decide that I want to buy this game, do
Yeah.
they deduct it from the price? I haven't tested that out, so maybe it's maybe someone in the chat will let me know who was done that before, but
Right.
I haven't seen that before. But if you really imagine if they make you do that, but you decide, yo, I want to buy the game now, J-Main, and there's no like, oh, like cause you spent this is your price type of situation, and they just charge you full price for the game. Like that's crazy.
I would think they discounted Microsoft. I would expect PlayStation to do some shit like that you just said. But with Microsoft, they more like consumer friendly these days. So I would expect them to like, give you some type of discount.
Yeah, exactly.
Edit that. That's in there. Slide this over. Oh, I already have one open.
Damn, man, we only got 6 mans in here. That's how you know, they don't even know when to show up to our pod anymore, bro. We're like, oh, these guys are here again. They're gonna be gone for another 3 weeks. That's crazy.
Yo, we're gonna do better next year. I promise. We're gonna do better next year.
I'm not giving no more promises. I'm done giving promises. By the way, I feel like I always promise some shit I never deliver. So I'm done giving promises. You gonna see us when you see us. Y'all gonna see us when you see us, bro. That's my new motto going into 2025. I'm sorry, bro. You see us when you see us. Yo. Real talk, bro.
But 2025 gonna be a busy year though, so it's gonna be a lot to talk about.
Absolutely. With the release of Death Stranding and GTA.
Assassin's Creed Shadows goes for your time.
If GTA does not release in 2025 and gets delayed to 2026, I'm gonna crash out, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I need that. I need that next year, bro.
I'm trying to survive. Like that's what the 2025 motto is. Like alive in 2025. Like I'm trying to survive just to play that shit. So it better come out next year.
I got my things to live for. GTA, Kendrick Lamar's concert, bro. I gotta attend. I got to attend, bro. I need that. Bro. I need that, bro.
Yeah, I gotta go to that concert. I'm going to that concert.
Wait.
I hope. I was so close to buying tickets to the J. Cole shit. The one day he's doing at Madison Square Garden.
Is it only $1?
No. So what they're doing is on that day. Well, so I think like day before or sometime before that concert, they're doing 2014 tickets that they're giving out first come first serve for $1.
Oh,
so that's like a homage to what he used to do, where they used to do like random drops.
$1 in a dream.
$1 ticket. Yeah, $1 in a dream ticket. I'm so mad, bro. Like I could have been to the mad of those shows. He even came to my city before. Like I didn't even go see him. Like I still gotta go see Cole though. Definitely gotta do a Cole show.
Yeah, I'm so glad this is my first concert because I hear Kendrick Lamar's shows is just like incredible. I hear the shows are absolutely incredible. So.
If that Amazon one is anything to go off of, then I know this is gonna be a movie, and it's in a stadium, so he's gonna have way more space, way more space to get crazy.
My question is, does he leave Not Like Us behind, or is he bringing it across all 21 stadiums? That's my question, low key.
Not Like Us is definitely coming across 21 stadiums. That song is forever.
You think he's playing it for next year?
Absolutely.
Because usually when you want to beef. Like this shit's over. Like sometimes, like I put that. I'm not gonna put no energy into that no more. Like it did what it did. Now we're moving forward. You don't think that's the type of time? You don't suspect that's the type of time he's on?
No, because look how your boy is moving. Look how Drake is moving.
That's
he's
true.
Corny or you think like this is up forever?
Or you think the record is so past that beef now because of its success that it don't even matter who it is if it's about you now. Like this record is just massive.
Yeah,
it's a
the record is
hit.
Yeah,
So
the
we just
record is
we
bigger
have to
than him.
perform it.
He got to. It's bigger than him now, so he has to perform it because when you talk about a stadium, like that record transcended hip hop. So like
It
you talk
did.
about a stadium, it's gonna be people
Grannies,
in there
kids
that
singing it.
yeah, like they've
Yeah,
never heard any of your albums, but they heard that song.
that
So they're
song. Yeah,
coming specifically to hear that song. So that
yeah,
has to play. That
yeah,
has to play.
yeah.
Man.
I don't know if you've seen the news, but due to popular demand, he added another show in Toronto.
Yeah. That just came out too.
You know
Like
what? I'm contemplating on buying second tickets, J Main.
oh,
You think I'm doing too much?
that's definitely too much, bro. What the hell do you need
But
two
you know
tickets
why?
for?
But you know why? Now what I'm thinking, like I'm so paranoid. How about like he doesn't perform Not Like Us the first day, but the last day he's leaving, he performs Not Like Us. How about some situation like that? And you know what I'm saying? And
I
I'll
don't
be
think that's
like,
gonna
I'll be
happen.
torn to my core
If you miss
if
it.
if he's like, yo, we're saving Not Like Us for the last day of Toronto. Can you imagine if they
Nah.
did some shit like that?
If
I'd be
anything,
so
he
hurt,
would.
bro.
Yeah, if anything, he would perform it on the first day because that's the people that bought that shit to even make a way for the second day. So I think you got to give people on that first day everything that you know what I mean, everything that you got planned.
Okay. So since it's my first concert, maybe you've been to other shows. Obviously, there's gonna be openers, right? There's gonna be openers that is not announced right now.
Yeah.
So my question is, do you think it'll be like some local artists for the most of the time, or you think they're gonna bring like Baby Keem or something like that?
So I went to a few concerts, but I don't know. It's different everywhere you go because like when people like Cardi B came to my city and I went to her show, there were like local openers. There were some smaller artists that went out before her. But then I went to like the Drake and 21. And I don't think there were any openers there. Like I think it was literally just Drake and 21. So something like this big, I don't know. I think him and SZA might probably be the only ones, and then they have surprise guests during their sets. But I don't
There's a
think it
room.
might
There's
be.
a rumor that Doce is gonna be an
Oh,
opener, and that would be
I can
pretty
see
fire.
that.
You know, like I heard her, like I just heard of her not obviously that long ago. Her album was pretty solid. She does
Yeah,
remind
that's
me of like a
fire.
Kendrick-esque. You know, she does
Mm-hmm.
definitely have that TDA flavor
Mm-hmm.
and sound. It sounds like it's straight out of that camp, right? So, but I wouldn't mind seeing her as an opener on the
Nah,
stadium tour. Yeah, that would be pretty fly. But I
I
think,
ain't
yo,
gonna
J
lie.
man, if the price is right, I'm going to both dates though. I'm sorry. I'm gonna check. If the price is right, you
Yeah,
see my tickets that I bought, expensive as fuck.
I bet.
But
I
it's
bet.
closer. It's closer, right?
Yeah.
The second day, I'll humble myself. I'll take nosebleeds for the second day just to be there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, you in the rafters.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't mind taking a nosebleed seats. You know, I already
Yeah.
got people hitting me up saying that I should record the experience because like this show is like this in Toronto specifically is anticipated. So
You think somebody
I'm
gonna try to do some fuck shit like run up on the stage and
no
attack him or something
impossible.
like that?
I've been to the Rogers Center before. It's impossible. That's not happening. If any
Oh, okay.
look, obviously nothing's gonna happen to Kendrick Lamar. First of all, the city loves Kendrick Lamar. If it's not proven by him through popular demand, he has to do another show. If that's not already proven by that, for the people who think for some reason that Kendrick's coming to Toronto, so no one's gonna show up, that's not the case at all. People love Kendrick over here. First of all, GNX went #1 in Canada. During the whole beef, Not Like Us was literally the most played song in Canada, bro. It was legit #1. I have screenshots of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Kendrick got a lot of love here. Even the restaurant that he shouted out
Oh yeah.
came to the news, our news cycle,
Mhm.
right? It appeared in our news cycle. The owner was so happy. They have the rice that he talked about. That fried rice.
Yeah.
You know they
Yeah.
called it the Kendrick Special now in the city. No bullshit.
New
It's called the
Hopkins or
Kendrick
some shit
Special.
like that.
Yeah. It's the Kendrick Special. On top of that, when that happened, people from our city were going to the restaurant and doing TikToks and dancing in front of the store and playing not the record in Euphoria during the beef. So Kendrick got a lot of love in Toronto. Don't get it twisted. And it was interesting. I know, like, we're off on a little bit of tangent, but
Yeah. We missed a lot. We missed a
it's
lot.
yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting when it comes to this shit, right? I feel like Americans love Drake. Canadians love Drake. Don't get it twisted. But I feel like Americans love Drake more than Canadians, though. I really do feel like Drake's biggest
You know
fans
what?
are not even Canadian. They're American.
I can see that. I can see that because you know what? I think it's even like that for some of our favorite, like some of our homegrown artists when they go overseas. Like you see some of those like Europe shows and stuff like that they have over there. I know that's like their culture as well, but I feel
Yeah.
like they show way more love for our artists. Like if a 50 Cent goes overseas versus a 50 Cent like performing now here, he'll get way more love over there. One, probably because they don't see him a lot.
They don't
But
see
two, I
him a
just
lot.
think
I heard that too. That's
yeah,
why like overseas
I just
acts
think
are
they
crazy.
appreciate. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they just appreciate it more too. I do think they appreciate it more. So I think it's something like that with Drake too. Like I don't know, Justin Bieber is a Canadian too, but like those two
Don't get it
are
twisted.
like
People love Drake
some of
over
the
here
biggest
too. But
artists.
I feel like some of his biggest fans, like every time I go on like say even just a small plot like a relative like Twitter in the grand scheme of things is small. But when you go on Twitter and you look at all the fan pages, you know how sometimes people's locations be on their Twitter profile. Bro, I never see Toronto, Ontario. I never see Toronto. It's always Florida, Cali. It's always somewhere else or some random place.
Right.
So it's definitely very interesting, especially being from here. And it's always interesting seeing like Americans be like, yo, it's the 6, yo, it's the 6. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, Kendrick want to pull up to that 6. Like, bro, you're not even from here. You're not even from here. Like, calm down. Like, you don't even know what's going on in here like that, bro. Like y'all need to chill out, bro. Like, they be talking about Toronto is like the most dangerous. Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm telling you, parts in the States that I would not walk on. That I'd be mad comfortable to walk around in our city over here, bro. Like, we got every city got hoods. You know what I'm saying? Every city got hoods and bad places.
Yeah, I heard some of them Toronto hoods give it up.
Yeah. We got bad places over here, and trust me, the influx. There's been a lot of crimes popping up, but trust me, we're far from Compton. We're far from Chicago. We're far from Detroit. Like, we're far from these places. It's not even close.
Are guns legal anywhere in Canada?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, damn.
Our gun rules are probably even stricter than fucking New York gun rules, bro. Maybe.
Yeah.
So, no.
Yeah, because you can own a gun in New York. You just have to go through a lot of shit to like get a license and shit like that.
Mr. Baller in the chat says, as a Torontonian, I'm not rating that. Yo, guess what? Stay outside the Rogers Center. You gonna hear some loud cheering. You're gonna hear not like us from outside the building. Mr. Baller, mans are pulling up, bro. Mans are pulling up, man. We excited. We welcoming Kendrick with open arms over here, bro. Real talk, bro. You know what I mean?
Kofi gonna be outside the stadium burning his OVO hoodie. Like he gonna have that shit on the stake leading the chants. OVO.
I'm pulling up with the OVO hoodie. I'm leaving with a PG Lang hoodie.
PG Lang.
Facts.
I do want that PG Lang hat. That shit is fire. The LA blue joint. That shit is hard.
That shit is hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Add it to the collection. You know what I mean? But let's talk about some video games out here.
Yes,
we
sir.
haven't done a podcast in like 3 weeks. At this point, we might have the record of the most inconsistent podcast on YouTube, but it is what it is.
Oh yeah, give us the award.
We definitely winning that award, the most inconsistent podcast ever. But you know, I mean, when we live, it's a good time. It's always fun. Anyway, so I hope everybody's been blessed. Hope y'all straight. Listen, we're not gonna go through 3 weeks worth of topics. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. But we're gonna talk about some of the major things that we missed and some of the current stuff that's going on now. So, but before we get into that, J-Main, have you beat any new games, man? How's that game list looking? The year's almost over, bro. How's that game list looking, bro? Spooky.
I'm scrambling right now. I'm trying to, I got my Abzus, I got my Gone Homes. I got those loaded up just in case I need to run through a couple things before we go through our list.
Flash PSN games, you know what I mean? The ones that take 2 seconds. Ion Mail.
Yeah, the quick platinums and all of that. But right now I'm bunkered down playing Rebirth. I'm talking about Rebirth. Final Fantasy Rebirth. That shit got too much fucking content.
Yeah, that game's long, bro. It's overwhelming.
Bro, that shit got I'm like 50, 60 hours into that game, and I'm like, I don't know how many chapters in the game.
Yeah.
I'm like chapter 9, dog, like this shit, every area you go to, they got these damn mini games. Yeah. Like I know I think the creator or the director or developer came out and said like they're trying to tone down on the mini games in the second one. Like I don't mind a game having a lot of content, but just the way I play my games, it's becoming to a point where it's like, God damn, like do I just skip them so I can get through the story and just beat the game? But they're kind of enjoyable. Like the Queen's Blood game, I fucking
Oh,
love that shit.
that's crack. That's what's ruining my playtime. Like when every time I see a new opponent, I'm like running to it, like yo, and I be losing too. So I have to rearrange my deck.
Yeah.
I have to rearrange my deck, waste a whole bunch of time there trying to beat this person. Like yo, it'd be killing time, bro.
That's what the portal been coming in clutch for that. I just be in bed playing like all the Queen's Blood matches. They got even some matches later on where you like they change up the rules and stuff like that. That should get dope. I seen your tweet about like creating like a Queen's Blood spin-off game or something like that.
A mobile game, that would be fire.
Yeah, that would be dope. Like how they did with Gwent on
that's easy
The
money,
Witcher. Bro. Yeah. So I just been knee deep into that. Been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Dabbled into a little bit of Kena Bridge of Spirits. I haven't like beat that game, so I was playing that. Yeah, I was playing that. Because that happened because I was trying out the PlayStation Portal cloud streaming service, and I'm like, let me fuck around with Kena. That's pretty good. That's a pretty decent game so far. What else have I been dabbling with? I got Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I got to get into that more.
I still haven't played that game. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm surprised I haven't played that game.
Me too. And I love playing the story modes in Call of Duty, but I'll beat that before the year is up. And yeah, it's just a couple games I got to check off on my list. But main one has been Final Fantasy Rebirth that I've been playing.
Okay. Okay, for me, for the past 3 weeks, I had a day off where I did a little live stream because I had like nothing else to do. So I did a live stream. I started Bloodborne. I played it. I'm like, I just wanted to reminisce because at this point I kind of gave up on the I gave up, bro. That remake, that remaster is not coming. It's not coming. They just keep on teasing us with Bloodborne shit and trailers and stuff, but that shit not coming, bro.
You better off wait for that PC joint to be finished.
Yeah, exactly. Just for that to be perfect. So at this point, I'm like, yo, screw it, yo. I'm just gonna play Bloodborne again. So this is my fourth. That was like my fourth playthrough of Bloodborne. I beat it, right? I beat it since we've been on the podcast, and I got the platinum.
Jesus.
So, yeah, and I got the platinum. But it wasn't too bad since it's a game that like I could have. The only thing that stopped me from getting the platinum before was the Chalice dungeons, and that's the only thing. Like I had every other trophy besides that. But I started it obviously on my new account, and I'm like, you know what, yo, the way I talk about Bloodborne, and I gas this game up, bro, I need to have the platinum. It's only right. So I'm
Did you play it on the Pro?
Yeah, I played on the Pro, bro. No difference. Absolutely no difference.
But say how that sharpening filter looked on there.
No difference, bro. When I hopped on, yo, that frame rate was horrendous, bro. But obviously,
that's 30 FPS wood frame pacing issues. God damn.
Obviously, my eyes got used to it a little bit, enough to finish the game. And all I'm gonna say that challenge dungeon shit was super annoying, bro. That's probably the least enjoyable part of the game. Even though like the concept idea is cool, but what made it annoying is getting the materials to get into the other dungeons. That's the shit that's just annoying. You know what I mean? I kind of do like the idea of it, but I feel like that shit could have been streamlined a little bit better. But Bloodborne's a classic. I was playing the game and I'm like, yo, literally, this game really all it needs is a resolution and a frame rate bump. Then I'll be mad happy. Like the game artistically looks incredible. Like it's legit perfect artistically wise. Like I don't think they need to do too much. They don't need to redo the whole game or anything. I just need 60 FPS and turn this up to 4K. I'm telling you, the game will look masterful. Like, it will look beautiful, bro.
They need to give that to give it to Nixus, seeing what they did with the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster. Like they could clean up Bloodborne real nice.
Clean it up. Yeah, but the game was fantastic. I still enjoyed playing it through. Like I said, got the platinum. Yeah, that I'm seeing Zubin in the chat says the Pro has been super underwhelming so far, and I kind of told y'all like how it was gonna be like this, bro. Like this is kind of the same feels I was getting with the PS4 Pro when we first brought it home. Like it was really like, yo, this is a back catalog of games that we already beat that we're just kind of revisiting. And I feel once again, I don't think the PS5 Pro is something that you have to run out and rush out to go and buy right away. I think you guys should wait for the content to come. Like I think the newer games we're gonna see like, oh, it's worth it with the newer games that come out, like with the Ghost.
Yeah, and wait for that PSSR. If you play third-party games on PS5, wait for that PSSR to, I don't know, wait to see what a couple of the future games do, because a lot of them games that are Unreal Engine 5 coming from low resolutions, the PSSR is dog shit on there. So I don't know if that's a developer issue or a PSSR issue itself. because there are instances where it's good, but that's when the resolution is already pretty high, and it's like outputting that 4K. So,
Yeah.
but
I,
for
th-
me,
I think it'll be worth it towards like once some of the bigger games come out and they're really taking advantage, like some of the bigger first party games. I think then
that's
like
what I got it
if
for.
you want
Like
that,
the first
yeah, if
party
you want
games.
that extra power, you want your performance modes to look better. You know what I mean? Then it'd probably be worth it then. But like, it's not something today you gotta run out and go and cop. Even I'm playing through RoboCop. Even like it's one of the games I'm currently trying to finish up on PlayStation. I'm playing through RoboCop right now, and once again, it's kind of a bummer. Like you just pop it in, since it has no pro patch, you're essentially just playing just the regular version of the game, bro. Like you put it on the quality mode, it's 30 FPS. Does it look sharper to me? I can't tell. You know what I mean? I put it on the 60 mode. Does it look sharper to me? I can't tell. But it was 60
That game was
before.
on Plus or something.
I don't know, but I know I had a copy, and I'm just kind of running through the game right now, and I'm just saying like the Pro is not really. It's not like when you bring home a GPU. It's very very different. When you bring home a GPU, everything you play is just better. Everything.
Yeah, instantly.
Instantly, everything's better. No patch, no nothing. And I think once again, look, if we're gonna be, if the future is gonna have all these incremental type of like upgrades, then I think they need to have stuff in place to future-proof software. You know what I mean? I think like we're already headed to that kind of PC-like direction, anyways, with consoles.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think there needs to be a mandate that kind of like ensures that future consoles take advantage. So if that means like having unlock frame rate modes at least a bare minimum,
or dynamic resolutions and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's always hard for after a game comes out and years later, months later, it's always hard for the developer to go back and justify, making a patch for it, right? Because obviously it's gonna cost some sort of money, some manpower to do it. So they need to mandate it while it's in development. You know what I'm saying? Like while they're actually making the game before the game ships. I think that's just common sense, right? Just to have a mode for future proof. It may not.
And they said that like the Pro was like in the works like before the PS5 launched. So I wonder like how much of it was in the developer's ear, or them telling the developers like, hey, prepare for this or something like that, or was it just something that they just found out about like a few years ago?
And it's nothing like unheard of, because there are some games even like before the PS4 Pro was out, like that had unlocked frame rate modes. You know what I mean? Like there's some games that offered that. But I think it's like, if this is the future of like what console game is going to be, I think every game should they should make that a mandate across the board, so we don't run into these situations where like you bought the new console, you're popping the game, and like you see zero benefits pretty much from playing a game, like zero, all that juice for what? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's unfortunate. But besides that, what am I currently playing? Oh, I got to play Avowed. I dropped a little video about that.
Did.
I got to play Avowed.
I watched your video too.
I'm not gonna lie. Avowed's been a little bit of a roller coaster for me. When it initially revealed, you guys already know my sentiments. I thought it was gonna be a little bit darker, grimier. That's how the CGI kind of presented itself. The next time we see it, it's all this some colorful shit, mad colorful. I'm like, oh, like what is it? Like what happened, right? But now that I was kind of like turned off by that. But now that I actually played the game, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of fucking with it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually not bad. It's actually not bad.
Yeah.
And I'm somebody who kind of enjoys this style of Western RPG, like the Skyrims and stuff like that, right? So when I was playing with it, the combat, I like how it doesn't really lock you to specific combat play styles. It has an emphasis of kind of rotating weapons quickly between spell casting to dueling swords to dueling like pistols. Like it's an emphasis of that style of gameplay, and I think that's what makes it pretty unique. But from what I played, the only thing I'm super concerned about is the PC performance, or just the performance, because
and that was just the preview build. So
the game's out in 3 months, so we have to definitely give it some grace. We're not gonna say like, but honestly, if it doesn't improve, it's very spooky, bro. It's very spooky if it doesn't improve. That's all I'm gonna say when it comes to the.
And who's making that Obsidian? Did you play
Outer Worlds?
What Outer World? Yeah, did you play that game?
Yeah.
How did you feel like that ran on PC? I don't remember what people's.
I don't
sentiment was.
recall. I don't recall having an issue with it. So
Yeah,
it couldn't have
I
been
don't
that
remember
bad.
that game running bad either, because it
Yeah.
didn't seem like it was something that was like too graphically demanding or something that was heavy. I think it was running Unreal Engine 4. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if this is Unreal Engine 5 or not, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was watching some gameplay too, and once I saw that third person gameplay, I ain't gonna lie to you, my excitement went up a couple notches. I'm like, okay, the
Okay.
third person gameplay don't look bad. Like it fits the game. Like it doesn't make
The game is not
awkward.
supposed to be played in third person. I'm sorry to tell you.
Bro.
Those type of games, they're never right
Wait.
in third person. The animations, they're
But
never right. They give
it
you the
didn't look
option.
bad.
It gives
didn't
you the
look bad.
option, but the animations don't. The games are created for first person, but give you the secondary option for third person because
Bro,
you
that,
could clearly
that shit
tell
did not look bad.
Yeah, you didn't mind it, huh?
Did you play it in third person or you only played it in the first person?
My build apparently didn't have that third person
Okay.
capabilities because when the previews came out, some people got flown out to try it over there, so they probably played an earlier build. For me, mine was a digital preview build, right? So they gave me like a secret code shit for Steam, and that's how I got access to it, right? Third person wasn't available in my mode. So
yeah, you're usually right though about like third person being awkward and stuff for those type of games.
For those style, yeah, because look at Skyrim has capabilities of going third person too. But that game, you could tell like the emphasis is first person because even just the animations don't even look proper. Like when you're playing in third person, the shit doesn't even look right. But
yeah, that's something I'm
for
just
those
going
people,
to deal with.
Yeah, those people who like the option, then it's cool. But I don't know, man. You third person bandits need to give it up. Some games can be
yes, sir.
Like
no,
that game
third
is meant to
person
be played in first person. I'm sorry to tell you.
If it was just first person, I would at least try it out. But third person just gets me more excited for it because third person is a superior perspective, and we all know that. They know that. That's why they include
I like the option because especially games that let you customize your character and stuff like to a certain degree with like armor sets and stuff like that. So it is cool to let you toggle into a third person mode if you want to get like a screenshot or something of your character decked out. So I do like the option that is there, but best believe I'm playing Avowed in first person all the way. When I want to take a screenshot, maybe I might pop it in the third person mode, and that's about it, yo.
Your character, how much you DEI it up.
I saw that The funny thing is, during the character creation mode, I saw that, but I didn't want to mention.
Oh, the pronouns.
Yeah, I saw they had pronouns, and I thought to myself like, yo, people are gonna get pissed at this. But that shit is so irrelevant to me personally. I don't even feel like it's even worth mentioning. Like I'm not one of these grifters. Like I saw when I was kidding. Like,
you seen the developer?
Like, who cares? No, what happened?
No, the developer was clapping back at them. He clapped back at them, Elon Musk. He clapped back at like Trump. I think Trump supporters. Like he was going crazy. Yeah, he was like he made this game. He's making sure like I don't know what he said verbatim.
He wants to piss off like that anti-woke culture, right?
He wants to piss off Elon. He wants to piss off that side so much that he's gonna make sure it's shit in that game.
So
that's
my question is, we do see these conversations. I know we had this discussion here before. We do see these conversations a lot, at least on Twitter. I'm pretty sure it's on the other sections or sectors of the social media. But are these guys really a big factor at this point in time in terms of like a game's performance? Like if you piss that group off, will that really like mess up a game's potential sales? Do you feel like that group,
no, I don't
that
think
community is strong enough to ruin a game at this point now?
I don't think them solely is enough. No. I think
because Dragon Age, right, was another woke game, wasn't it? Not another quote unquote woke game.
Yeah, that was one that they were considering woke. Yep, that was definitely one.
Right.
There was other games too, but they I think in the combination with a bunch of other things, it could have an impact. It definitely could, but I don't think them just by themselves. Like they're trying to come for GTA 6 now because there's black people on that beach scene.
Good luck.
I seen one of them. There was like, when GTA 6 flops, this is going to be a real message to developers that gamers don't want. And it was literally a picture of black people on a beach
like
in
so
Miami.
We don't exist. We don't
like,
exist.
What the fuck? Like,
that's crazy.
What?
That's craziness.
It was insane. I'm like, these dudes is racist as fuck.
That's just
annoying.
Like GTA is literally like almost like a life simulation game. Like, bro, there's white people, there's black people, there's Hispanics, there's
you're gonna get your fair share.
There's other races, especially in Miami, bro. Like, what we talking about?
So
That's insane.
yeah, they try to come for a lot of games, but I think in the combination like with Concord, like I think with that it had so much already going
Yeah,
on, and then
other bad
that
things
was
that
just
core
like
gamers that didn't care about that stuff didn't
right.
care for either. I don't
Yep.
think anti-woke mobs is what killed Concord. As much as some of them try to claim victory, I think Concord itself just didn't capture even just the regular folks like me and you and other gamers alike, like interests like that. I think that's why that game failed.
Right. So
yeah,
I don't think for Avowed. I mean, with Avowed, with the developer clapping back, I think it is going to create a louder conversation around it, and I don't know how smart
but
that
the
is.
thing is, if the game is good,
Yeah.
say Avowed drop and it has, let's not even say 90, even if it lands at somewhere at 88, 87 on Metacritic,
high 80s. Yeah.
and the conversation throughout the industry that like, yo, the game is actually a good game. Do you think that crowd can affect the game sales? I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think so at all.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think that
It'll
in
just be a
combination of
conversation
a
there,
game,
but no.
that in combination of a game being like mid or bad, then it makes it seem like, you know, like it's something. But I think if a game's truly great, I don't think that can stop it. You know what I mean? That
I'm trying to think of like all the games that they have claimed to have taken. Because remember, they tried to take down Stellar Blade. With that woke shit, they were saying that the developers were censored. That didn't work. Now they champion Stellar Blade now. By the way, Stellar Blade is one of the good ones now. So it's like, you know, and they not even consistent with the things that they say. So, you know, it's just I'm trying to think of like I think Dustborn was one of the ones. Yeah, like
you know, Dead Space is one of the Dead Space was another game that they tried bringing up at one point in time because I think the bathroom was like all genders for the bathroom sign or some shit like that, and they try to take down that game. But I know Dead Space didn't like do earth-shattering, record-breaking sales or anything like that. But I don't think it was a total flop either. I think there was just, you know, Dead Space had its own trouble because of like, you know, other games were competing with it, like Resident Evil 4 remake at the time and stuff like that. So
yeah, that was a big year for horror games.
Yeah, I think it kind of, you know,
I think it was rumors going around that Dead Space 2 remake, like they canceled any plans of it. But I don't know if that was ever confirmed.
The first one didn't go as crazy. The first one didn't go as crazy.
Yeah, right? That's what I think. But I don't think it had anything to do with that. That conversation I don't think was that loud. I'm looking at Ubisoft games. I know they were big on Star Wars Outlaws, but I hear more about that game being just not
I heard
a polished, complete product.
I heard it's better today. I actually got a review code for it, but I haven't played much of it yet. From what I've played so far, it's running good. But I'm literally within like the first hour of the game. I don't know. I'm not in any areas where I can explore anything, so I can't really speak on it too tough. But initial impressions, just looking at Star Wars Outlaws, like the graphics look really damn good, and the performance was pretty solid on my PC too. So
yeah, I know they did a big update where they removed that insta-fail stealth sections. Okay. So now you like if you get caught, you can just like shoot your way out of it, which was dumb to even have in the game in the beginning with. That was one of my big issues with the Order 1886. Like them fucking insta-fail stealth missions is trash. Like if I got a gun, let me shoot out that motherfucker.
You know why?
Like,
they want to take you on a journey. They want to control your experience.
On
a specific pathway.
Especially with that game, like that's an open world game of Outlaws. Like don't be like trying to pigeonhole me into a specific way.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I played Avowed. What else have I been playing these past couple of weeks? No, I think that's about it, man. That's about it. I don't know, man. Yeah. I've been enjoying a lot of music. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Since this Kendrick dropped,
it's been a great year for music, dog. I can't even lie.
This is the best year for music I've experienced in a long friggin' time, bro. Like it's been incredible. Yo. I've been just.
I was at work when that album dropped, and I did not get nothing done after that shit.
J-Main. I was in the middle of a delivery. No bullshit, bro. I parked my 18-wheeler in the middle of a company's yard, stopped 4 ways, and played the album from beginning to end. I blocked the whole shit. I didn't give a shit. I blocked the whole shit. Played the album from beginning to end. The album is incredible. The album is incredible. Honestly, you know, now that like some time has passed, obviously, quote unquote, honeymoon phase is over. You know, at first I said it was a 12-12, 12 for 12. It's 11 for 12 for me today. 11 for 12.
Which one?
There's only one song that I find myself skipping. The rest, I love letting it rock and play.
Wait, let me guess which one you skip. Based on what you've been saying and how we talked about it, Let's skip.
What do you think I skip?
I would say you skip G and X.
Yeah, that's the record I skip. That's the record I skip. And look, the funny thing is, it's not even bad, and I understand and I respect that it's there because obviously he's putting some mans on. Like I understand. It's not even bad raps on there either, but out of just the other records, to me personally, are just that much better. Like all the records out there are just incredible, every single one of them.
I think G and X in terms of albums, like the sequencing, I think it's in the wrong spot. I think if you put G and X in the mix of like TV Off, Peekaboo, and all of that, it flows better.
It flows a little better.
Yeah, because you got G and X in the middle of the Heart Part 6 and Gloria. Like those are two like real like sentimental records, and then you just got G and X slapped in there when niggas just talk about door sliding on the caravan.
Yeah. Yo, this is Kendrick Lamar's most ignorant album, and I love it, bro. It's his most ignorant album, bro. And
I love it too,
bro.
I don't even play it in sequence anymore. I just hit shuffle because
bro, everything sounds so good, bro. That's why I love these smaller albums. Like clearly they really thought about, yo, these are the records that we should keep, and it worked. Literally 11 out of the 12 songs I play. 11 out of 12 songs I play, and I love them.
I like them all. I went to my brother's crib for Thanksgiving, and we was just running. We was running like a lot of the deeper songs, like Reincarnated, doing
incredible
research on the samples and all of that. Then we was Man at the Guard, Luther, and all of that. We ended up listening to Luther Vandross. Like that shit was fire though. That's what I love about like hip hop though, because of all the samples, and you just go down a rabbit hole of everything you hear. Like Man at the Garden, I didn't even peep, but he was like that beginning part. It does sample that Phil Collins, Feel It in the Air. And I was just thinking of like one mic, but Feel It in the Air is definitely in there too.
Yeah.
So, great album.
I didn't
love it.
That's dope. That's dope. All right, so what happened, man? Let's talk about something. Let's start with the game. Let's not even like waste time. Let's jump into the Game Awards because I think that was pretty big from what we missed, right? The Game Awards, right?
For sure.
The nominations came out for the Game Awards, and I know this is probably like old news to y'all, but so we're not even gonna spend too much time here and go through like all the categories. I kind of want to just stick with kind of the controversy. I think we should start there. I think that's kind of like the fun topic about this, right? Pretty much the controversy at the Game Awards right now is, you guys already know, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree is nominated for Game of the Year, and you know that week that was revealed, it stirred up a lot of conversation. J-Main's on the side that it doesn't belong. Me, I'm on the side that it belongs. That's just me. Yeah. And I have my reasons. Look, listen, I would be on y'all. I'll be on that community side if it wasn't worthy. Everything that the arguments that people have made, y'all are completely right. But my reply to that is, so what? You know what? Because I feel like they 100% bent the rules this specific year for Elden Ring. 100%. I totally agree with that. The reason why I don't have a problem with it is I finished it. A lot of people who have a problem with this haven't finished it. I finished it.
That did finish it though, and they do have a problem.
Okay, but I finished it, and when I tell you that game, that expansion competes with full releases, I'm not bullshitting you. They could have literally, if they wanted to, if they just rearrange it and sold it as a separate package, it can go on. It can go on as a separate package. It can. You
think if they called this game, this Shadow of Virtue, Elden Ring 2,
not 2, no, not 2, they gotta call it Elden Ring, not Elden Ring 2, because now expectations is a little bit much higher than that. You know what I'm saying?
But that's how I feel about how it's positioned, is as if it's a whole new game.
You know what it feels like? No, it feels like on the scope of a Miles Morales. But low-key even bigger. The funny thing, it's bigger than Miles Morales. It has more content than Miles Morales. And Sony sold that separately. You understand? That's what Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree is. I'm telling you, that game has more content than Astrobot, and that's nominated for Game of the Year.
Oh, yeah,
that game has more content than Spider-Man, Miles Morales. You know what I mean? That's a separate entity. Like, the game is, that expansion is massive. Different builds, different weapons. The whole area, like, the work that's been put into this expansion deserves recognition, and I think it deserves more recognition than being in some subcategory of it's just the best expansion category. I think it deserves a little bit more recognition. I think we do need to revisit when we're talking about art direction, because when you step into the first opening, when you step in J-Main, it low-key looks better than Elden Ring when you the initial walk-in.
Yeah.
Right. It looks the open area looks when you step in, the art direction is beautiful. It's like straight out of a painting. Like, it's beautiful. So I feel like, this work needs to be acknowledged. That's how I kind of feel like. I feel like it needs to be acknowledged. I can't it's that great.
So why not put it in the best ongoing category like they did with the whatchamacallit, with the Cyberpunk DLC? That was perfectly fine. Like, I don't have an issue with that.
I can't really talk too much about Phantom Liberty, and I saw that argument out there too. Like, damn, like, if y'all gonna do this, why wasn't Phantom Liberty nominated for like Game of the Year or something like that?
Which I heard was great too.
I cannot defend or jump into this or throw my hat into this conversation because I've never played Phantom Liberty. Shit, I haven't even finished Cyberpunk because every time I play that game, bro, I be seeing all the amazing clips on social media how when they do the mods or cyber. But every time I pop in that game and I play the game don't even be looking like that. Number one. And it's still it's still to this day, it's still like a little janky to me. Like, weird little pop-ins here and there. Like, it's still just janky to me a little bit. You know what I mean? So it always turns me off. And like, I play like 30 hours of the game, and like me jumping in now, like I feel like I'm kind of lost. Like, I need to start the game over and revisit the game properly and shit like that. But I saw the argument going around people there saying, they should have done this with Phantom Liberty or give that the nod, but I can't really speak on that. What I can speak on is Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, and what they did with that deserves acknowledgement. That's all I have to say. It deserves acknowledgement. It's great. It might be one of the greatest expansions ever created, bro. Like,
because I'm looking at that but the thing that threw me off, and this is more beef with Jeff Keighley and I guess the board, is that he says like the rules have always been like that, which I don't think that's been the case. Because even back then when things like The Witcher 3 had Blood and Wine and stuff like that, like those were those expansions.
People love those.
Praise those. Like oh my god, and they give us stuff for like free, or they were like $20 or something like that.
I wonder if it's bigger than Erdtree though. I'm curious. I haven't played that either, so I wouldn't know. I wonder if it's bigger.
I heard they were pretty meaty. So I don't know. I'm not sure about that either. I'm
not sure either. Yeah.
But I just felt like they definitely bent the rules for this one.
They did. They did.
And they wanted to acknowledge it, but it's like there's other ways I think to acknowledge it.
You know, J-Main.
Hold on real quick though.
Go ahead.
But now it's like, what? So would you like? Now, do companies now look at that, because we all know they love these award shows? Do they now look at an expansion and feel like, oh, fuck doing a sequel, let's just throw all our resources into an expansion that's building off of that, and we can still get rewarded and awarded the same way?
You know why I think this case and scenario is very unique? Number one, they must have known this was coming. Jeff Keighley, you said Jeff Keighley said, this has kind of always been a rule, right? It's kind of always been a rule. But for some reason, this specific Game Awards, that picture was circling in the internet. That specific of the rules of, remasters are allowed. For some reason, it went trending out before the nominations. It's
niggas even did the Wayback Machine, and
right?
They couldn't find it.
Right? For some reason, this shit started circling. So we already know they were making a pathway for Elden Ring. When I initially made my first predictions, I didn't even keep it there because I thought they wouldn't acknowledge it. But did I think it's one of the best? I definitely thought it was one of the best experiences this year, but I thought they weren't going to acknowledge it, right? Yeah. So the fact that was circling around the web, we knew that announcement was inevitable, and for sure. it was there. Why I feel like we don't have to worry about developers doing some shit like this, because this is a very special case, bro. Not every game is going to be like this. Like Elden Ring is obviously a special game. The game, even the DLC was so huge that it sold 5 million in the first 3 days, J-Man. You have to remember, Elden Ring came out 2 years ago too, right? Like this DLC took so long to cook, to even come out. Usually an expansion comes out like a couple of months after the game releases. This shit was so big that it came out 2 years after the fact. It did 5 million in 3 days. In 3 fucking days, it did 5 million. It's massive. They're gonna have to acknowledge this. They're gonna have to put this in somewhere. They can't just put this on best. Expansion. Come
give
on,
the
bro.
boy a lifetime achievement.
Give
Give him a lifetime achievement award and call it a day. Send his ass on his way. Give him the Diddy
They have
award.
to acknowledge it, bro. I'm sorry to tell you guys, if y'all never played it, they have to. It don't work like that. They gotta acknowledge something like that, bro. The shit was that good. You know what I mean? And we don't get expansions like we don't see expansions that massive like that. Maybe they exist, but this shit was different. It was almost like a release. It was almost like a full release, bro.
Now, do you think it's gonna win that category?
No.
Oh, okay. You don't think it's gonna win?
That's the shocker. If it wins Game of the Year, I'll be shocked.
That would be crazy.
Will I be mad? No, I'm gonna enjoy the show. I'm gonna enjoy the show. I won't be mad. I'm gonna enjoy the show, and I'm definitely gonna enjoy the reactions. I'm gonna enjoy the reactions that y'all give. And you know what?
I'm definitely talking my shit. I ain't gonna lie. If it wins,
I will enjoy my reactions. And I think, as much as they say this is some committee shit, listen, Jeff Keighley cares about viewership. He wants every game awards. He's out here putting the stats of the viewership. How do you get viewership up, J-Main, more than ever? How do you top? No. Well, no. How do you get viewership up? Easy way to get viewership up.
Controversy.
That's the bingo word exactly I was thinking about. Controversy. And what better not controversy is having Elden Ring running for Game of the Year, bro.
Yeah,
it deserves it too, but like, we got to put this in there. This is definitely going to get people talking. Guess what it did? It got people talking. Outrage marketing 101, bro. It got people talking. Madmans are going to be tapping in to see if it ends up wins.
Yeah,
and boom,
and it's gonna win a few categories too. So it's gonna.
It is.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Hold on.
Don't get it twisted. It's definitely gonna win some categories. But when it comes to the final game of the year, if I'm a betting man, I put my money in Final Fantasy Rebirth. I think that gets a nod. That's if I'm a betting man. Actually, I am a betting man because I do have a bet for this. I have a $50 bet with Tony.
I heard you got a bet with Tony.
Tony, $50. I bet it on Final Fantasy Rebirth to win.
That's crazy that we feel like it's between a remake and a fucking.
Let's see what's nominated
expansion, a DLC expansion.
Astro Bot.
We cooked.
Black Myth is not. Belantro or whatever how you pronounce
Belantro was another story headline for the nomination.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird, bro.
Get that game the fuck out of here. I watched the trailer for that shit. I'm not playing.
Listen,
I don't give a fuck about putting an indie game in there. Get that game the fuck out of here.
I understand that it's probably fun, J-Man. I don't even take that away. I understand that it's fun, but this is not the year that you put that in Game of the Year over a game like Helldivers. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, Helldivers deserve the spot, in my personal opinion. That game made so much noise at the top of the year, but I think that's the curse of releasing at the top of the year. You know what I mean? If Helldivers probably released in the middle or towards near the Game Award announcement and it made the same type of impact when it dropped, J-Main, I think it gets nominated for Game of the Year. The fact that it was just at the top of the year, that's why it's not making the list. That's why I feel like it's not making the list.
I agree. They probably should have had like a big like new enemy DLC towards the end of the year that got like, I know they did a big DLC drop and a big update, but it's more so to correct things. But you have like a big major update that's gonna get like everybody back on board with the new like enemy type or something like that.
Yeah.
That might have swayed some opinions.
Now Helldivers made so much noise, bro. It deserved a spot. That's the only game that I really truly feel that got like snubbed from a Game of the Year category. But everything else looks pretty much right to me. I ain't gonna lie. Everything looks right to me.
That category, like I just read the description. Game of the Year, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. You telling me Belantro fits that?
Like they're saying Belantro hit the top of the year. So that's crazy. Is that the funny thing is people are saying like, oh, it's big. But why am I hearing about if it wasn't for the Game of the Awards, J-Man, on everything. We in the community. We're on Twitter every single day. We check the timeline every day. Why are we hearing about this game for the very first time?
Yeah,
I know.
I've heard about it.
I heard it the first time with the nomination.
About it.
Oh, okay. So you heard about it. For me, this was my first time hearing about that joint. I'm on Twitter every day. I haven't seen no man put no screenshot. I haven't seen no man tweet Belantero is one of the greatest shit. I've never seen it. On God, bro, I've never seen it. Until this shit got nominated for Game of the Year, the niggas started popping out saying, oh, this game is great. Oh, my God, this game is great. Where'd they all come from? Game dropped in February, right? Where'd y'all come from all of a sudden? That was crazy to me, bro.
Yeah.
That was crazy to me, but I think Helldivers should have took the spot. Personally, that's just my opinion. Helldivers deserve that. But yeah, man. So that's the whole Elden Ring situation. Outside of that, I think everything else looks pretty right. Most of the games that I predicted was gonna be there is there. I think the only thing that I did get wrong was Helldivers the Balatero or whatever how you pronounce it. How you pronounce that?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's is it Balatro or
Balataro?
Balatro? I don't know.
The card game, the poker card game or whatever it's supposed to be. But everything else looks right to me. Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm looking at some other categories. Best narrative. Hellblade got into that. I know Hellblade got into a few categories with like best audio and best narrative and stuff like that.
You know what? What's gonna be the snub this year?
Like something that should win that doesn't?
No, yeah. What's the game this year that you're gonna feel like it's gonna get snubbed this year?
Oh, Stellar Blade.
I kind of feel like that too. I think
that too. I don't think Stellar Blade is gonna win. I think it should win best soundtrack, but I can make a case for other games too. And
yeah, people can argue. They might argue Rebirth. They might argue Metaphor.
I can see Metaphor too. Come on.
You know what I mean?
Atlas.
But I do agree though. If Stellar Blade is gonna win, the best score is probably its best chance because the music in that game is actually absolutely incredible. I think that's like the best chance is gonna win. As for best, do they have a best action game?
Best? So I see action adventure.
Yeah, they do.
Best action game. Yeah.
See, this is where I feel like it's not gonna win. Even though you guys already know me, I love Stellar Blade. But I think
that's Wukong or Helldivers.
I think Black Wukong. I think Black Myth Wukong's gonna take it, bro.
Gonna take it. What else was I looking at? Hold on. Best.
Oh, you know what I want to see, J-Man?
What's that?
Best fighting game: Dragon Ball Spark and Zero Rim, because you know the fighting game community is going to be livid. Gonna win that. It's gonna be. They're gonna be so pissed.
If it wins, you think so?
Yeah, they're gonna be so pissed.
Oh, because it's more like a party. They
don't consider it a true fighting game, right? So
yeah. I can see that. Yeah. That's like best family game. I think Nintendo might get dethroned in this category. I'm not gonna lie.
Astrobot,
I think Astrobot is gonna win best family game. But best family is usually the Nintendo category. That's usually the Nintendo category.
You know what? Since I've been so like detached from like Nintendo and my Switch for like years now, for the past couple of years, I don't even like. Did Nintendo have a good year this year? I don't even know, to be honest. Like, I haven't been following nothing Nintendo too tough anymore, bro. I kind of just fell off the Switch completely.
Yeah, this is like their swan song year, though. Like,
it's a quiet year for them,
right? New hardware coming out.
Like, what did they really release this year? I know they had that Zelda, and that's crazy. Like, that's a Zelda game that I didn't play. I play all Zelda games, but it's not really a Zelda game.
Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah, Echo. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out though. I will check that out eventually.
Nah, that's literally a Zelda game. Like you play.
Yeah.
And but that game came out. They had the Super Mario Party and then the Princess Peach joint that came out. But I think that Zelda game was the biggest game probably of the year, if I'm not missing anything.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah. Outside of that, we watch these game awards for game announcements. Watching who's gonna win is cool and all, but we want to see some new games being announced. Do you think Microsoft or PlayStation is going to have a major announcement at the Game Awards if you were to take out your crystal ball and make a prediction? Do you feel like we're gonna get a bomb this year from any one of the companies? I don't
think Microsoft has a bomb, but I do think they're there. PlayStation better have a bomb.
I think PlayStation's coming with it.
They better have a bomb.
This ain't no insider information, but I think this is just my regular opinion. I think PlayStation's coming with something. I think so.
I said before the year is up, I need at least 2 or 3 PlayStation games announced for next year, like major games. We got one with Ghost of Yote. They need one more. They need at least one more. So I don't know if I don't.
Neil Druckmann's been talking a lot lately, J-Man.
Oh, we gotta talk about that.
He's been talking a lot. J-Man, he's been talking a lot. This new IP, this guy's been doing low key. If you've been paying attention, J-Man, if you've been actually paying attention, this past year,
We got to bet on it, motherfucker. Of course I've been paying attention.
But can we admit that he's been low-key on a little bit of a press run? He's been a little bit on a press run this whole year about this new game that they got coming out. Mm-hmm. J-Main, if I recall, wasn't The Last of Us unveiled at the Game Awards, or am I tweaking? I'm pretty sure it was. The first one.
Oh, the first one?
I swear it was. Or am I bugging? Am I bugging?
Wasn't that E3? I thought that was E3.
Or I could be bugging.
Yeah,
I feel like they showed up at the Game Awards one time. Didn't they not? Let me Google it. Hold up.
They definitely have.
I swear Naughty Dog showed up at the Game Awards one time. I'm not tweaking about this. Maybe someone in the chat will correct me.
Premiere trailer was 12 years ago. What day is this?
I swear they premiered something.
Oh, wait, it's December 12th. It was December 12th. Maybe it was the Game Awards.
I swear, I swear they did like a gameplay reveal of the original Last or something. I'm not bugging. Someone in the chat will correct me who knows this.
It might have been that CGI trailer where he was like standing behind the wall and waiting for the clicker to run by and stuff like that. Yeah, 2011. Oh, let me look at 2011 Game Awards.
Yeah, let's just circle back. Let's circle back and let's see if we can find it. Hold on, because I swear it was around there. I know they showed up to the Game Awards with some Last of Us. Or am I tweaking? Or my memory's not serving me well?
Yeah, it says December 12th, 2011. Was that the Game Awards? Let me see. Game Awards.
Because that's definitely not E3.
No.
Okay, search up The Last of Us, like the first gameplay review. The Last of Us first gameplay review.
The gameplay reveal, I think was that E3?
First gameplay reveal. Where was that at?
Yeah, Spike TV Game Awards. It was 2011, where it was revealed. TV? Yeah, the gameplay, no, but they had the CGI trailer.
What am I? Okay, hold on. Okay. So the gameplay was E3. Is it the game? Is this what I'm thinking about? Okay, there was an E3 2012 where they showed gameplay.
E3 2012. Yep, that was
E3. Okay. Did they have any sort of announcement before then or no?
It was the reveal. That was the announcement before that.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'm thinking about something else because I swear Neil Druckmann pulled up to the Game Awards for some.
It was.
Is that where he did the factions? That's where he did factions?
Yes.
Is that the Game Awards?
No. That was Summer Games Fest. I think that was Summer Games Fest.
Summer Games Fest. Okay, so does Naughty Dog have no history with the Game Awards? And maybe I just made that up completely.
No, the Last of Us was revealed at the Game Awards.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't the gameplay trailer. It was the CGI trailer.
Okay. See, all right. So back to my point. Mm-hmm. Neil Druckmann has been on a crazy press run talking about this new IP.
Right.
We saw a LinkedIn post of potentially their new IP's game title getting revealed. What was it called? Timeless something, right?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah. I seen
that. Keep it in my head. You saw that though, right?
I did.
Naughty Dog new IP. Let's do some research right now, live on the podcast. Research.
I think it got debunked though. But
did it get debunked?
Yeah, I'm reading an article that said it was debunked.
Oh, okay. New IP name. I know I saw that floating around. I don't know if it's okay. It says leak. It says wait. Naughty Dog.
Timeless Travel was the leak.
The alleged leak.
Yeah, so there was an environment artist from LinkedIn that had it listed.
Yeah,
they've been working with Naughty Dog.
I wonder if that's a code name.
It probably is.
Maybe it's a code.
If that page is real.
Okay, so it is what it is. But all I'm saying is Neil Druckmann has been on a crazy press run. Would it be crazy that he shows up with a trailer? Because it seems like they have something. It seems like they have something ready to show, in my personal opinion. But the last time Neil Druckmann spoke about it, he says PlayStation is in control of the rollout of it. Didn't he say something like that? Yeah, he has creative freedom on the game, but PlayStation's in control when he's allowed to share it. So could it be that PlayStation is just waiting for a moment like this to unveil Naughty Dog? You think the game is not coming out in 2026? I believe Naughty Dog's game is coming out in 2026. You said something else.
Oh yeah. I said 2026. In 2026.
I think that new IP is coming out in 2026.
The more I ain't gonna lie, I'm definitely I'm shaky. I'm like
on that bet that we have
bet against it, It's looking spooky for my bet. That's all
I'm telling you.
Because they're
talking too much. They're talking too much. They're
They're
too much
talking
for
about it
something
more
not
and
to
more.
get announced. It doesn't work like that. They're talking too much.
So I'm of two minds with them talking too much. One, I don't like it because after what happened with factions, I don't want
that's a
anything
one-off type of situation.
remotely close to happen. But you only get one time with me, and then I'm looking at you different
situation,
until you prove me wrong. But I don't want nothing like that to happen. But then on the other hand, I would say that they're smart enough not to do some shit like that again.
Yeah,
where
it's not
they're
talking
about something
it's gonna cancel
that they're
it.
not looking
And they're making
for.
it's
not
single
close.
player. It's single player. I think the situation's a little bit different, so we could take their word for it a little bit more here, because the situation, like, we know what was happening with factions and the whole point, like, oh, you're making a live service multiplayer experience, and we already know PlayStation direction kind of changed since then. You know, they toned down the live service shit, and so we already have like a perfect explanation for what went wrong on that side of things, right? For this one, they've been cooking up this new IP for some time now, bro. The game's coming out in 2026, bro. The game's coming out in 2026. And I think if it makes sense, if it's coming out in 2026, to have what? The traditional PlayStation rollout is what? 2 years?
2 years, yeah.
2 years? 3 years sometimes, but 2 years? So it makes sense if they were to have something ready to show at the Game Awards. So I wouldn't be shocked, to be honest, if Naughty Dog made some sort of big appearance at the Game Awards. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked.
I hope you're right. I would love to be wrong about my bet. And that they didn't, the faction stuff didn't cause too much of a delay with their next IP. Because, 2026, if it's a new IP, I think that's a fair amount of time. Like, people have been saying, like, where's Naughty Dog with their new game this generation? If it is a new IP, meaning something that they had to build from the ground up, possibly on a new engine or a modified version of the Last of Us 2 engine, then yeah, 6 years sounds about right. And I would be happy with that. I would be satisfied.
So we're going to see. But I do think PlayStation is coming with something, though. I do think we get a new reveal. If it's not a Naughty Dog's announcement, it will be something else. I do feel like they come up with something.
I think a safe bet for the Game Awards would be Wolverine, to be honest. Like something
that would be a nice trailer too. I could see that happening as well. I could definitely see that happening. Wolverine never got a release year, right? Like it didn't get a year.
No, I don't think so. That shit was revealed like.
Do you think that's another 2026 game?
I think the leaks has said 2025, but I think that game could come out next year.
Well, PlayStation did confirm. I forgot what interview, and I'm pretty sure you remember reading at least this headline that they have a major game every year now. Yeah, you remember reading something like that?
Yeah.
So, and it makes sense. We're in the back half of the PS5 console generation. For the next 4 to 5 years, I think is where we see the bigger games, like the bigger and best games that's going to come out of this generation. So it makes a lot of sense.
And it needs to be. They need to have like several bangers throughout the year, going forward.
Yeah, we already know Ghost is going to be one major game, and Ghost is not going to be all they have next year. They're going to have something else. We already know they're releasing fair games, which, hey man, it might be another Concord. It might be Concord 2.0, but we're going to see. I'm sure they're going to have other games as well. I'm
scared for every live service game that comes out now, because this shit it's looking spooky for live service games. Like,
it's just in general, like, it's just hard to compete, like that whole market is it's just hard to compete in that market.
It is.
If you're not already established, it's hard to compete.
Right. Just think about it, like, for yourself personally. Like, if you find a multiplayer game that you really love, that you want to put time in, like, you're not really about to get up off of that just because a new game came out. Like, if you really love something, you're gonna be in it. Yeah, like, I'm dying for a live service game that I can get lost in. Like, I think the closest I've been was Battlefield, and 2042 had its issues, but I really put a lot of hours into that. So I don't know. We'll see.
We're gonna see what happens. All right, so that's pretty much the Game Awards topic that we have. We're not really gonna go through the categories.
It's next week.
Oh, so I guess we're doing a live reaction there.
Live reaction next Thursday. We here.
Next Thursday. Hey, be here, man. We're gonna watch it live with y'all.
And they got the Players Voice Award where we get to vote on the games that they pick. It started out as 30 games. It's now down to 10 games on the second round. So go in there and vote. If you like, you can cast 5 votes.
I haven't voted, bro.
I didn't vote the first round.
I haven't voted nothing on the Game Awards yet.
Yeah, I didn't vote yet either.
Yeah,
I probably. So I'll read these real quick. Players Voice 10 games right now is Wukong, Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, never even heard of that. Zenless Zone Zero, Elden Ring, Shadow of Erdtree, Metaphor Refantasio, Stellar Blade, Rebirth, Power World, and Helldivers 2. 10 games right now. So 5 is going to make it into the final round.
Okay. All right, so let's move on. All right, so this was a pretty big news. Oh, no, before we get to it, can I get some flowers?
Oh, what?
Can I get some, chat, can I get some flowers for something?
Hold on, chat. Don't put the flowers in there yet, because you get me talking some bullshit.
Chat, can I get some flowers for something? Bullshit.
Here we go.
Can y'all at least admit? Can you all do this one time? At least admit when your boy called something from months. If you've been listening to this podcast, you know this. No. What was my stance on PlayStation making a handheld? What's been my stance on PlayStation?
Here we go.
I've got so much resistance over the years with this community about PlayStation making a handheld. I've got resistance from you. I got resistance from Twitter. At one point, I got resistance from Jack. I got resistance from Madmans when I say, PlayStation gonna make a handheld, and this is how they're going to do it.
Hold on, no slander Jack name like that. He been on the timeline preaching that they should have did this.
After the fact, he's a converted. He converted. He wasn't always on that type of time. He wasn't always on that. I remember them days. He wasn't on them type of time. Can I get some flowers for some, bro?
Oh my god.
I got so much slander for PlayStation. Y'all make a handheld. No, Kofi, that means they gotta split their developers. No, you know what they gotta do? They just gotta make sure that it plays the same games as the home console. I said that since the PS4, bro. I have tweets, receipts all the way back there since the PS4. It just gotta play the current console games, and that's just gonna go off. And guess what? The PS Portal has been so successful. We're hearing that PlayStation is cooking up a handheld. Give me some flowers, bro. Give me some flowers, bro. And I called it too.
Make sure y'all put the dead roses in the chat.
No, and I called it too. And you Kofi, you give us a timeline. You missed a timeline, man. I called it the PS6 generation. I called it the PS6 generation. I said we're gonna get it handled. We're not gonna get VR. I said we're gonna get it handled. I legit said that. I
never cared about what you called for the timeline of it. I asked you to bet how much you think it's gonna sell. You still won't take my bet on if it was.
Because your bet is foo-foo. Your bet is a foo-foo bet. You're trying to finesse me. You try to finesse You try to finesse me on the bet, bro. You're trying to finesse me on the bet, bro.
It's a bet that shows how much you think people are interested in the handheld versus the PSVR 1.
Why you making the PSVR 1? Let's do the PSVR 2, and I'll take that bet in a heartbeat.
Hold on. The reason why I say that, because if it sells worse than the PSVR 1, then it proves my point that nobody wants this shit. That's why I'm betting on the PSVR 1. The PSVR 1 sales.
Dog, but you have a timeline for your bet. You're like, has to do it in well, did you say like in the first year or some shit like that?
No. It's like 3 years. I think it's like first 3 years. And some change. First 3 Dead Rose is in the chat for your handheld, by the way.
Yeah, I hate y'all, bro. First of all, I hate y'all. Okay, so you said, 5 million in how many years?
3 years.
See, the funny thing is, I'm confident that PlayStation can actually do that. But what I'm not confident is are they going to mess up on this handheld? In the sense that, is it going to have like proprietary memory cards like in the past? Are they going to do like funky stuff?
I don't think so.
Ruin the core experience of like, this handheld got to be very consumer friendly. If it's very consumer friendly, I'm willing to take that bet. And I'm not even talking about a price point at this time, because I think cheap price is over. I think we're past cheap prices when it comes to console gaming or affordable pricing. I think everything from this generation going on is expensive.
So you think what we 500
That's what I'm saying. For I don't think we see affordable pricing with anything hardware-wise going forward ever again.
Wait, what do you think the Switch 2 is going to be then? You think that's going to be like more than 400?
How much is the Switch right now? Ooh. Or the launch price of a Switch? How much was the launch price of the Switch?
I think it was 300, right? Switch One launch price. Yeah, I think it was 300 because that's why I was betting.
It was
that
$299 for a launch day Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's pretty.
Yeah, $299.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good price. I ain't gonna lie. But
shit, that shit's still $299.
All right, Nintendo's console. Their next console is gonna be $100 or $150 more, guaranteed. Switch 2 is gonna be $100 or $150 more. Ain't no way anything cheaper than that.
Them Trump tariffs might raise the prices even more. So
I see Dizzy 123. The thing is, when PlayStation releases this handheld coming out, the thing is, support is already going to be there because once again, it's only going to play the games that are on their current gen console, which I think is a brilliant idea. It's literally a brilliant idea.
So the idea of this, just to go rewind real quick and give some backdrop, the idea is that they're coming out with a handheld that's supposed to play the PS5 games natively, and we are assuming that it will probably stream PS6 games because they said that this handheld device is years off.
Yeah.
And my prediction, I think it's probably going to come out around the beginning of the PS6 generation. But you know what a benefit is of this handheld? Is that PlayStation is not doing like generational exclusives anymore. Like I think that's done. They've shown that they will do cross-platform games. So the games being built for the PS5, those early generation PS6 games probably will run in some capacity natively on that PS5. The new PlayStation handheld, if it can play like the PS5 games natively.
Exactly, and I think we are entering an era in gaming which obviously people hate. We're closing into the where these companies are pretty much going multi-platform, bro. Like I'm sorry to tell y'all, like I think that's the kind of the direction we're headed. We're seeing what PlayStation is doing on the PC side. You know, I think this is all like building blocks towards it, right? Because obviously the scalability of games. I was watching a clip from Digital Foundry and they're saying Microsoft kind of has a little bit of advantage here with their handheld in terms of like compatibility because they release a console like the Series X. You know what I mean? They release a console with a lower spec console like the Series X. So they have a little bit of more of an edge with developers getting, building games on weaker hardware and stuff like that. So
I see what you're saying.
They have an edge on that way, not popularity, by the way, because popularity, PlayStation's handheld is going to smoke Xbox.
No, they need to put. They need to just put Nixes on them handheld ports. Like if that's going to be the case,
it's going to be a thing. Like I already told you. Like I remember verbatim saying it on the podcast that PSVR 2 is going to be the last VR headset PlayStation does. They're not making PSVR 2.
I agreed with that. I agree.
100% telling you they're not making PSVR 3. PS6 will probably have PSVR 2 compatibility. I think that's going to be a thing. But will they make a dedicated hardware headset again? I don't think so.
No. They don't even make exclusive games for the shit anymore.
I said, they're going to make a handheld. They're going to make a handheld. And guess what? We're hearing talks. They're making a handheld, bro. They're going to make a handheld because it's just what's in now, yo. It's what's in right now, and PlayStation can do it on a nice, bigger scale. It will outperform the ROG Ally. It will outperform the Steam Deck. It won't outperform Nintendo. It will outperform Xbox's handheld. So they can capture a nice little audience in that market, and it definitely will outperform any VR headset that they put out. So they're definitely going to handheld.
I just wonder what the price of this is going to be. I'm a fan of the Portal. I've came on here and I've apologized for my sins of slandering the Portal. Yeah. I'm a fan of the Portal. I tested out that
PS5 games that you claim that you do not want to play. You want a separate catalog of games.
Listen, I'm not buying no PlayStation. Like I will probably get it depending on the price. If it's like $500-$600, I'm probably not gonna get it.
You capping, J-Man. You lying. I'm telling you right now in your face, you lying.
Bro, I'm not buying no handheld. I'm not buying no handheld to play PS5 games. I'm not doing that. Because I can just stick with the Portal.
But you bought a Portal to play PS5.
The Portal is $200. It's $200. That's what I'm saying. If the shit is $500 and the main selling point is you can play your PS5.
What's your max price?
For that handheld?
Yeah, for that handheld that's going to play PS5 native and potentially PS6 games. We don't even know what the architecture is going to be. But obviously, it's probably going to maybe play some PS6 games. Maybe not all of them. Maybe some will be streaming.
If it ends up playing the early generation PS6 games, I will do like $400. I'll do $400.
$399 is your max price?
I
It's
would
gonna
do
cost more than that.
$400.
It's gonna cost more.
I
than
think
that.
it will too.
It's
I
gonna
think it
cost
will
more
too.
than that.
But if it's
There's ain't
if
no
it's
way
doing
gonna cost
that,
more than that.
if it's doing that, you might be able to swindle me at 5. But if it's not, and it's just playing like the PS5 games from what we've already experienced.
Anyone
throughout
who
the
thinks this shit's
generation,
gonna cost $399, you're tweaking. I saw y'all in the chat. It's not costing $399. You're tweaking. Not happening.
see what they charging. See, the thing is, it's not going to be a Steam Deck or a ROG Ally. It's not going to have to run Windows or Linux or all those other type of things. It's not going to have to. And I'm just saying that might help with it being cheaper because it doesn't have to run those OSs or those operating systems on it.
I don't think it has nothing to do with that, bro. I think it's really just the components itself. It's going to be expensive. For it to play PS5 native games in general, the components is going to be expensive.
But hold on, can't the Steam Deck could play PS5 games, right? It has
But maybe that's why they invested in PSSR and little technologies like this. Who knows? Maybe by the time that shit gets good, J-Main, some of these games could utilize some of these upscaling techniques to perform at least better.
PSSR is definitely going to be a major component.
Be a feature,
and they need to get that in check because it's going to have to come from low resolutions, because the handheld, you playing games at 720p.
It's going to be 720 or 1080p max, by the way.
1080p, right? Yeah. So yeah, you're trying to make those resolutions look good. Probably coming from lower resolutions up to even 1080p and shit like that. Yeah. Even
with this PlayStation handheld, I would let people know most likely this display will be 720p or 1080p maximum. They're not going to do anything higher than that. The thing is, handheld, because handheld gaming, what people need to understand is that, yeah, sure, they could pack a lot of juice in it. The battery shit is what's stopping people from going so crazy, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. The battery. If you want their shit to last 30 minutes, they could pack in some crazy shit. It will last only 30 minutes. And I think they can't sell a product like that. They got to have at least a reasonable battery duration. And I think that's pretty much the biggest hurdle for any portable device. It's pretty much just battery, energy efficiency, and stuff like that, right? When they're designing it, I would assume.
Are you excited for these handheld wars coming up? Like what Microsoft is doing, what PlayStation is doing, then you're going to have the Steam Deck 2 and probably the ROG Ally 2 soon.
What differentiate, we're entering a space, what's going to really differentiate these is just, honestly, once again, if you have a PlayStation and you have your library is most of your library is on PlayStation, J-Main, you're gonna lean towards the PlayStation handheld, not the Xbox handheld, because guess what? When you buy the PlayStation handheld, you have access to all your games right off the bat, right? So, I think we're already with these past couple of generations, people are kind of just establishing their digital library, which it makes it extremely hard for you to switch. You know what I'm saying? That's why even before Phil Spencer said this, I remember we had some sort of conversation on a podcast before, and even before Phil Spencer came out and said this, I felt like that generation that Microsoft lost, like the Xbox One and PS4, was probably the worst generation you could lose. Literally the worst generation that you could fumble, because now we're entering this digital age where your library goes everywhere. I think we're gonna see steps that PlayStation is gonna implement cross, even save with PC. That now when you play on PlayStation, cross save is coming to PC, right?
For sure.
Who knows about that cross buy shit? I could see that being a thing too. Eventually, if PlayStation ends up doing a storefront where you buy one copy of the game, you get both. I think that's kind of where we're headed into. So as for when it comes to the handheld discussion,
they used to do that too.
yeah. As when it comes to handheld discussion, I think pretty much wherever you're at currently is the handheld you're gonna support. That's how I feel like it's gonna go. If you already have a vast PC library, you want to get a Steam Deck, shit, I could play all my games over there. If I want to get a PlayStation shit, I already have a PS5. I have 1,000 games on PlayStation, right? I have 500 games. I want to get the PlayStation handheld so I can play that shit. You know what I mean? So I feel like,
what's the benefit then for the Xbox One? That's my biggest question with the Xbox handheld. I don't know.
That's why it's so interesting, J-Main. That a lot of people are super at least in their community excited for it, but they feel like this is about to save Xbox. I've seen people tweet this Xbox handheld is about to save Xbox or some shit like that. Where
I think Paris tweet the Xbox handheld is gonna win the handheld wars. I just don't see it.
You know what?
Wait, is it? Wait, maybe it's a Game Pass thing then. Is it? Because is Game Pass friendly on those other handheld devices?
No, no. But you can.
Okay.
You can. Actually, no. I lied. Devices like the devices that run Windows, J-Main, you could utilize Game Pass on them. The Steam Deck specifically, you have to jump through a little bit hoops. You have to install Windows before you can utilize Game Pass. So that's how it goes with the Steam Deck specifically.
Maybe that is their selling point then, is that this is a Game Pass friendly device and everything is gonna work, you know.
What Microsoft is doing, J-Main, right? With their handheld already exists on the market today via Lenovo, the ROG Ally. It legit already exists. Why I think the Xbox brand will outperform probably those is just because of brand recognition. It's just that simple. Brand recognition will probably make it beat a device like a Steam Deck, our ROG Ally. And the difference between why the Steam Deck can't really compete in the same front, because you can't go to Best Buy and pick up a Steam Deck. You can't go to Walmart and pick up a Steam Deck. So Steam Deck is already right. Yeah, the Steam Deck is already limited in that capacity that you have to bust out your debit or credit card and buy it off Steam and order it to your crib, right? So it's already limited in its sales capabilities since it's not on store shelves. Why Xbox has an advantage, at least among those like the ROG, like I said, I think an Xbox handheld will outperform our ROG Ally. I think it's going to outperform a Lenovo, not because that the device it could be better, but just simple because of brand recognition, right? Xbox Portable, brand recognition will kill it. But the thing is, when the PlayStation one's on the market, which brand is more stronger between the PlayStation and the Xbox? The PlayStation brand is.
We already know that.
It's already proven. It is what it is. There's no debate in this. The PlayStation brand is way stronger than the Xbox brand. So that name alone is going to garner a whole lot of interest in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like the PlayStation handheld, it's not going to be Nintendo, but I suspect the handheld awards going to be number 2.
Yeah.
PlayStation is going to be number 2.
By a long shot.
That's what I'm trying to say. PlayStation is going to be number 2 in the handheld awards. They're not going to be number 1. It's not going to be close to number 1. Nintendo has already combined their console and their handheld markets into one, right?
And they're about to get more third-party support. So
exactly. So that shit is out of there. Their next Switch 2 is probably going to do another 100 million units sold. Do I personally think PlayStation's handheld is going to do 100 million? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to do anywhere close to 100 million. But I think if it could crack 25, 30, I think that's pretty successful. I would say that's worth making the product. I think that's worth making a product because, you know why it's worth making a product? Because you don't have to develop games for it, J-Main. That's not an additional cost that you have to focus on creating teams and building. That's a huge expense. You know what I'm saying? Creating the games for it. It's the same games that you're already making on your console. It's just going to play on a different device. So
it definitely
in the hardware. And that's it.
What they're hoping then too with that, because you're selling the hardware, but at the end of the day, they want to sell more games. So if they're seeing that maybe people that use the portal are buying more games, that probably give them initiative to do this device. So yeah, what you want to see is that, all right, people are buying more games because maybe now that they can take it on the go, maybe stream it where they work, maybe stream it on their travel, or stream it even at home when their TV is occupied. So if it sells 25 million copies for what you said, like that would be really.
I think it serves. Serves its purpose, right? Like
especially based on what these other handhelds are doing. Yeah,
exactly.
That would be really good.
It's obviously not a device that is supposed to like overlap like the PlayStation. Like once again, it's almost like a companion. A little bit of a companion device that doesn't need the PlayStation, but it's an extension where it just lets you take your PlayStation places, and it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense for them to have realistic targets. Nintendo's gonna be a whole different beast once again because it's their dedicated home console right there, and it's playing original games. Like when they release one, it's playing original games. Not, it's not like they have like the same catalog as a separate hardware, like like what the PlayStation 5 and the Portal does together, right? So, I think it'll be very successful in the market. I think you underestimated J-Main. I think you're definitely underestimating how successful they will be in this market. It will definitely outperform the first PS VR. Just in the time frame that you're saying, the time frame you're saying is the only thing that got me
The
scared.
bet is on the table. 3 years, like you
3
should
years.
know
It should beat it.
You should know, like, all right, that should do its thing. If it's anticipated, they say the portal was doing good. So
you know what? I'm gonna take the bet. I'm gonna take the bet live on the podcast right now. Let's take that bet. Let's take that bet. I think you should. I think you're a little worried about it. I don't know. I think I'm confident. I think you were worried about it.
I'm not worried about it. I love stuff like this because I just love predicting the market. Like I want to see what people are interested in. So this just makes it a little bit more fun to have a little incentive on top of it.
I think it does beat 5 million. It does over 5 million in 3 years. I think it does. Let's take that bet. Let's take that bet, bro.
What was that? $20? I think it was.
Man, it's a long ass bet. Let's make it 50, bro.
Put that. All right, let's make it a game. Fuck it. Let's make it a game. Let's make it a game.
Let's make it 50. Let's make it 50.
All right.
A long ass bet, bro. Lock it in. That's gonna be fun to see what happens, but definitely we're definitely heading into an interesting future with the whole gaming space, man. A lot of shit is shaking up, man. A lot of shit has switched up for the past like 10 years, man. People are not really taking it in, bro. A lot of shit has switched up, man.
Oh, for sure. 2014, we was just beginning the last generation, so yeah, we definitely
half the stuff that's
like
happening today. If you went back and told someone, yo, this is what's happening, they would call you ludicrous. They will call you insane. The fact that Xbox is publishing first-party games on PlayStation. PlayStation. Only on PlayStation games are now releasing on PC. Multiplayer games, day and date. Some even unique games. Not even Until Dawn was a multiplayer, day and date. Lego Horizon Adventure is not really a multiplayer game, day and date. You know what I'm saying? Like, people would have never imagined this would be happening today.
If you told me 10 years ago that PlayStation released a multiplayer game and it was like the biggest commercial flop in entertainment history, I probably wouldn't believe you. I probably wouldn't. Even somebody who's loved PlayStation games.
I love you could believe that. I could believe that.
No.
I could believe that.
You know why I couldn't believe it is because even though their multiplayer games didn't do the best, they weren't bad. Yeah, they weren't bad.
Like, people have to understand, even the multiplayer games y'all enjoyed on y'all PS3 that y'all hype up, the vast majority of people weren't on that type of time, bro. Like the massive majority of people weren't playing the kill zones.
But the people that played it, they loved it though.
They enjoyed it.
They loved it.
The big games weren't.
The people that played Concord was like, nah, that shit is ass. And most of the people that played it said it was ass.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. All right, so moving on. You know, I just wanted a little flowers for my Handheld shit, but I know y'all not gonna give it to me because I legit been talking this for years that they're gonna do this. But moving on, I do want to keep it PlayStation. There's been rumblings that Sony is going to. Actually, no, that's not the story. The story is that apparently this company came to PlayStation and wants PlayStation to acquire them. I'm trying to find the name of the company. Is that Kodakawa or something like that?
Kodakawa, I think it is.
Kodakawa or something. Where I'm trying to find it. Yeah,
Kadokawa, I think is how you say it.
Kadokawa. Okay, so pretty much that's a media conglomerate where they own a whole bunch of shit. But why gamers care about it is that's the parent company of FromSoftware.
Yes, sir.
So if PlayStation or Sony ends up acquiring that, they acquire FromSoftware. It's under the PlayStation umbrella. And this has sent shockwaves. I seen the day that this was revealed across social media. Pretty much, I guess people are worried. Some people are concerned that does that mean PlayStation is about to lock up FromSoftware games? And for me, I'm not too worried. We already see the direction where PlayStation is going. If they acquire FromSoftware and they know what their game's doing, they're gonna at least release it on PC. At least we know we safe over there, bro. Like they're gonna release the game on PC.
For sure.
That's one thing I can guarantee you, J-Main. That's gonna if that happens, I can guarantee you that's gonna be day and date. 100% day and date with PC.
Oh, absolutely.
They're not gonna stagnate that.
No.
They make that shit. FromSoftware makes way too much money from the communities for them to do any funny business like that. And this is a money play if they were to acquire them, you know, especially for anime. Apparently, this organization or this conglomerate has a lot of like anime specific content or companies under the umbrella. And you already know PlayStation acquired Funimation and Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty much PlayStation making big moves in the anime space where they're about to own a lot of shit in that space, make a lot of money.
Yeah, they people calling it, if they get this, they calling it a monopoly. Like they'll have a control on a lot of anime
shit.
stuff.
Yeah, a lot of anime stuff. They have a big control on it. Which, hey, any company, consumers, and it's not good for the market, but hey, as a company, they would love to have a monopoly on something, right? Like, goddamn, we make all this money, right? So that's good for Sony, right? But it's not good for the competitors, and I guess, I don't know. Well, consumers also get gypped out when there's a monopoly as well, because they could control everything, right? Pricing, this, that, right? So a monopoly is never really good. It's only good for the company. I wonder if that's good for my Sony stock, though. I've been buying Sony stock slowly.
Oh, that would definitely shoot up. Because they're gonna be making
Sony stock, bro.
They're gonna be making a lot of money. But as far as like the FromSoftware stuff, I don't think anything changes with FromSoftware, including games even coming to Xbox. Like I don't think you buy something like that and interrupt what they have going on, especially after coming off of one of their biggest, not even one of their biggest, but one of the biggest games
ever,
and gaming history. Like you don't disrupt that. Now maybe you have them work on extra projects, sub projects that are exclusive to the platform. Like maybe now that you have a FromSoftware, you force them to do something with Bloodborne, but like you don't, as far as Elden Ring or any new IPs, no, you don't.
That. Like once again, you guys got to remember, like this shit is all about the money, bro. Like all this fanboy, like back and forth shit, like really do not matter to these people like that. It's all about the money. It's definitely gonna be like the Bungie, right? Because like PlayStation has done this before. Look at Destiny, right? They didn't strip Destiny away and all the content away from Xbox or PC or anything like that, right? Like that's just stupid, right? The thing makes so much money. Why would you do something like that? So I do feel like it would be the same if they acquired it. I think it would be business as usual. But like you said, and you never know, there might be other perks to having it. Maybe they can expand the studio. Maybe they can do other creative things, and guess a little other projects on PlayStation first. I guess so.
Yeah, I was looking at this because at first when it first came out, we didn't have much details, but then it came out that like Kadokawa was like approaching Sony, and they was like they was really like pushing for them to buy it. People were saying, because I was looking at it, I'm like, damn, they looking like a desperate, you know what I mean? Like if a girl a little bit too desperate upon you,
it's not a good investment.
At her like, oh yeah, like you like, hold up, wait a minute, like you fine and all, but why you like throwing yourself at me like that? Like what's going on?
That's not usual. I'm not that pretty, you know what I mean? I ain't that pretty for you to be doing all of that.
Like what's wrong? It's interesting. What's wrong with the product? So
I bet you Sony's in them meetings like, yo, we might not want to buy all of this because apparently they are a big company and it might be expensive, right? We might not want to buy all of this, but can you sell this? Can you sell this right here? This FromSoftware right here to us? Like, we'll take that off, y'all. Y'all have.
Apparently, like they've been trying to buy them for years, but they only wanted the games and anime stuff. They don't want nothing else.
They don't want nothing else. Yeah, I can see that because that's a huge. I don't know. From the research that I was seeing, it seemed like that company is gonna cost an arm and a leg for PlayStation if they were to buy everything. Like it would cost an arm and a leg. I don't think they're a cheap company like that. Like it would cost.
I wouldn't even be surprised if they bought them and shut down mad shit.
Like, that's what's gonna happen. You already know with these acquisitions, right? Like it's gonna be massive layoffs, a whole bunch of people like to integrate them.
Integration and then shit that they don't want.
It's gonna cut a lot of people out of. People are gonna lose jobs. It is what it is. That's what happens with these major acquisitions, right?
Yeah, they said that it was like they are afraid of like a hostile takeover over there, and they don't want like a non-Japanese company to take them over, because you know how like a lot of companies in Japan, they like to keep it Japanese. They don't want like other.
What's your prediction? What do you think? Do you think something comes out of this? Because usually when it comes to acquisitions, right, they're usually hush. Typically, we don't hear about them until like, shit, it's happening. There was no rumors about Microsoft buying Bethesda. We have to remember, one day it just popped up on the timeline. There was no rumors about Microsoft buying Activision. One day it just popped up. So for the fact that this one's actually like being floated around and the company actually responded. I think they wrote a letter or some shit to the public. The fact that that's a thing is very interesting, right? Like, it's very interesting.
Because what that does is it makes negotiations a little bit more fuzzy. Because now that everything is public like that, one, you're probably going to get more offers. Two, Sony's probably looking at it like, hold on, y'all making it public. So we trying to like change up a couple stipulations. Like they said before, they don't want everything. They just want this and that. So if they're saying like, no, we just want you to take everything, and Sony's like, no, we only want this and that, that could be a roadblock right there. So I don't know. This is let me see.
So what do you think comes out of this? Do you think they're actually going to get acquired by PlayStation? I guess that's my question. If you were to take out your crystal ball, or you think PlayStation's going to pass by this?
I think it happens because at the end of the day, I think they want that anime. I think they want that anime. The
anime is going to be big for them. It's going to be big for them. FromSoftware is also big for them. We ain't going to front on that, but that's big.
No, it definitely is.
If you can sell, if you have a company that can sell 11 million copies of something, then that's big. You know what I mean?
I think one of the analysts predicted like FromSoftware and the director over there, he's like 1/3 of what what that whole company is worth. So that's a big chunk.
Yeah, that's a big chunk. Yeah, like we're not gonna front on FromSoftware. Like they are a cash cow. They are a cash cow in the gaming world, right? So,
I think it happens though.
You think it happens?
I do think it happens.
Let me act the chat. The man's in the chat. Y'all think this happens? I'm not sure, to be honest, yo. Like it'll be cool. It'll be cool. And I mean, that'll be a big move. I ain't gonna lie. PlayStation owns FromSoftware. That'll be a pretty big move. But once again, I don't think nothing really changes with like the major releases. I do think they still release it everywhere, though. I don't think nothing changes. Because I don't think this would be a PlayStation Studios thing, right? Isn't this kind of almost like a Sony thing?
It's a Sony thing. Yeah,
it's a Sony thing, right? It's different. So it's almost like the budget acquisition. Unless something goes wrong and they have to take control, right? Like, isn't that what is going on with Bungie, right? Like
like some of the PlayStation heads are coming in there and running things a little bit in certain aspects. And I don't think that would happen with FromSoftware. They seem like a well-oiled machine. Yeah. Shit, people love what they pump out. Like they don't have to do too much, like as far as pushing the graphics or anything like that. So you ain't gotta even fuck with them. Just let them keep cooking.
Honestly, I think this partnership. I saw some people worried that like this is going to mess up like the soul genre that like the people love. But honestly, I think maybe this acquisition can be beneficial to maybe, see what Bluepoint did with Demon Souls, man. I don't know, man. If there's gonna be some cross contamination that like now that like we're over here now, we can utilize some of y'all techniques and engines and this and that. Maybe the next FromSoftware game gonna look pretty like that Demon Souls, man. Like the game looks pretty already, but you know what I'm talking about. Like the textures just hit a little different on like Demon Souls. Like that shit is just shit is like fancy,
fidelity and stuff like that.
Yeah, that one just look a little different. I don't know, man. It might be a good thing. Who knows? I don't know.
We'll see.
All right. So what else happened that was major that we? Okay, you know what? Some people are hitting me up about this, so I feel like we should talk about it. Like, what's going on with this whole Sarah Bond Xbox situation?
I'm happy with Sarah Bond.
Okay, so pretty much I'm seeing people on the timeline, and someone someone in the chat will probably inform us. But I'm seeing people in the timeline saying Xbox everywhere is Sarah Bond's fault, not Phil Spencer's fault.
Oh, really?
Okay, let me see if I can find the article. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it, what people are talking. Apparently, I think it was Tom Henderson. I don't know if he had a conversation with Sarah Bond, but apparently...
Oh, you mean Tom Warren? It was Tom
Warren. Oh, not Henderson. Yeah, Warren. Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at.
It has to. Pretty much, people are up in arms and pretty much going at Sarah Bond right now, saying that she's the reason why Xbox is doing this everywhere. Xbox everywhere, and apparently, I think there's a quote in the article saying that she stakes her career on it or some shit like that. To put Xbox everywhere or some shit like that. And now the Xbox fans are like turning on Sarah Bond. I think that's what's pretty much happening.
According to Tom Warren, Notepad, Microsoft, Sarah Bond has staked her professional reputation on the idea of Xbox being everywhere across multiple platforms and devices, keen on spreading the Xbox everywhere message. Interesting. Well, I can't say I'm too surprised because I think at this point, anybody that's moving up the chain in the Xbox or like the Microsoft gaming family, I don't feel like they are in control anymore. I feel like anybody that's moving up the chain over there has a direct message from Microsoft leaders themselves, and they're saying, listen, we're trying to put this stuff everywhere that we possibly can to bring in as much revenue as possible. I think Phil Spencer, he used to be a champion of exclusives, and then he eventually like switched tune a little bit, or I should say a lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of it. He's ultimate dancer, bro. Man, been dancing around that shit.
But I think that was because of the higher ups just having more and more influence into the decisions that were being made because of things not running or going as they predicted with sales of Xbox hardware and or software. So somebody like Sarah Bond, who's a rising star, I would say over there, she's got to play the game. And I think for her, the game is Xbox everywhere. And that's what's coming from the higher up. So she's going to preach that. And, they're probably going to have...
When are people going to give it up, bro? Like, let's just be real. Like, when are people going to give it up? It's over, bro. Like, why? Like, at this point, like, why y'all still fighting this fight, bro? It's over for that, bro. That whole exclusive, my game is only here. That's over with, bro. That don't exist nowhere but Nintendo. Nowhere but Nintendo you can find that, bro. PlayStation doesn't do that. PlayStation, I'm sorry to tell you, PlayStation guys too, God of War Ragnarok is not an exclusive. God of War 2018 is not an exclusive. Those are multi-platform games. Spider-Man is not an exclusive. Miles Morales is not an exclusive. The word exclusive has been muddied so much. These games are not exclusive. If it's on another device, it's a multi-platform, bro. It's just not on Xbox. Just say it's just not on Xbox if that makes you feel better. You know what I mean? But it's not an exclusive. I'm sorry to tell y'all, them games are not exclusive. Returnal, not an exclusive. Yeah, the only thing they can claim right now is like GT7 and shit. Like that's exclusive for now.
It's funny they starting to sound like Xbox guys because now they saying exclusive means now excluding Xbox or some shit like that. Like, that's what the Xbox guys were saying when their game started going to PC. They said excluding PlayStation. Excluding PlayStation. Like, that sounds crazy, bro. It's over.
Bro, it's over for that, bro. Like, we're in this new wave that, like, yo.
If you want to play them games day one, get a PlayStation. If you don't care, build you a nice PC. That's all. That's where we at.
Yeah. Bro, that exclusive shit is dead. I'm tired of how y'all muddy that word exclusive. Exclusive don't mean exclusive no more. It has 10 different meanings now. Terminologies, console exclusive, timed exclusive, this exclusive, that exclusive. Nah, bro. Exclusive is one platform. That's what it used to mean. It's not that no more, bro. It's not that no more.
Imagine if, like, just apply it to your relationship. Imagine if you tried to say your girl was exclusive, but in 6 months she can go fuck another nigga.
Oh, man.
She's still exclusive? Okay. Yeah. Let me know. If that's the case,
dumb, bro. Nobody has exclusives, bro, except for Nintendo. The PlayStation don't have no exclusives because they come to PC after a year or two, which is fine. That's cool. And Xbox been had no exclusives for years now, bro. Like, it's been years literally that they haven't had exclusives.
Quantum Break, I think, was the first one that went over for them.
Yeah. They've been had no exclusives, bro. So man's have to let it go, bro. Y'all have to let that go. It's time to move on. We're entering 2025. Can we leave that behind? Like, a game hit it. Like, even the PC guys too. Like, yo, like at this point, the gloating is over. You know what I mean? We already won. It's over, J-Man. No, there's no it's over. It's over.
Listen.
It's over. It's finished.
The PC, listen, I understand.
They won. They won, bro. It's done.
But you know what it is? It's PlayStation guys' turn to get the spanking because now they trying to come for the PC guys. And it's just not gonna go well. So I think 2025, you're still gonna hear it, but
it's time to move on, please. That's my plea to the gaming community. It's time to move on with this exclusive.
PlayStation guys won't move on until the PC games are day and date. That's when they'll move on. They won't move on until then. And
it's just funny thing you say that, but there's games releasing day and dates. It's just not everything. It's just not everything. Look, like there's legit games releasing
which means
day and
they
dates.
They still have something to hold on to. As long as they have something to hold on to, they're not gonna stop. So they have something to hold on to. They don't care if it's
Let it
fucking
go, bro.
6
It's
months,
over, bro.
3 months,
It's
2
over,
weeks.
bro.
Nigga, 24 hours. They got something to hold on to. They're going to fight.
Yo, it's over. Let it go, man. Let that go, bro. That exclusive shit is dead in 2025. 44 is going. It's dead. It's been dead. Let it go, bro. It's done. It's done. Everyone enjoy their video games, bro. Play where you play. Enjoy your games where you enjoy your games. If you don't want to build a PC, that's fine. Play it on PlayStation. Who cares? Want to play on PC? Play on PC. Like, it's done for that exclusive shit. Like, at this point, y'all just like, when I read console war tweets, like, I remember when the console wars used to be like super entertaining too. Like, because at that point, like, there was clear divides between the companies. But at this point, there's been so much.
There that you couldn't experience
there's clear divides. There's no clear divides anymore, bro. This guy's putting games here. They put in there. PlayStation's released a game on fucking Nintendo Switch, bro. Like, what are we talking about, bro? It's done. Let's wrap it up. The conversation is done. Now, what the fanboys should really be hanging their hat on is champion the studios and shit like that. Let's champion that. Let's champion
the fucking games. Thank you.
Let's champion which company is producing the best games. I think that's where the conversation should go. Not this is locked here, but the game sucks. Oh, we could count more here because that's already dead. We already know PlayStation's all their games are timed exclusives. Some of them are day and date too. So let's champion who's producing the best games, who's producing the more quality games, the more critically acclaimed games. That's where the conversations we should be moving towards, not holding on to this is out. This is available on this console for 6 months, for a year. Ha ha. You don't get to play it. I played Spider-Man last year. It's coming to PC the following year, bro. It hasn't been full 2 calendar years. You know, like, come on, bro. Like, what are we talking about right now? What are we talking about? It's over.
Yeah.
All right, that's my little rant right there about that. We can move on. We can move on.
One quick topic.
Go ahead.
I would say congratulations, I guess you could say, to Shuhei Yoshida.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's retiring from PlayStation after 31 years.
Wow.
And I think he said that, he has no plans on what he's doing next, but I listened to the podcast that he was on with the PlayStation podcast, and he talked about wanting to stay in the indie space, because that was pretty much his role at PlayStation as of late.
Years, right?
Yeah, he was head of indie relations, so he said he really enjoys cultivating indie talent, communicating with the indie developers, because he feels, and I heard other developers say this, he feels like that's where the most innovation takes place right now in gaming.
True.
Yeah, because it's cheaper to make an indie game and take risk. Exactly. Yeah. That's so now in the AAA space, you're getting a lot of copy and paste, because the company's not trying to spend 150 million, or more to produce a dud. So a lot of the indie developers are producing the innovation, so he would like to stay within that space. But shout out to Shuhei. He's been a celebrity, a superstar for PlayStation for years. He's had that infamous video showing how you share a game on PS4. Yeah.
So, a lot of the old regime, at least the faces of PlayStation have left, right? Jack,
they're gone.
Sean,
it's gone. Yep.
Yoshida. The other dude with the glasses who he passed the game to, he's been gone to from there too.
Oh yeah, Andrew. Well, no, what's his name?
Not Andrew House.
No, Adam Boyce. Adam Boyce.
He's been gone. A lot of the faces that we know for the past couple of years are just whole new faces. The new faces of PlayStation is Herman Hulse.
Herman Hulse.
And I know I'm gonna butcher his name, like Todaki.
Oh yeah, I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah,
Hideki Toteki or some shit like that.
Herman is the new face of PlayStation. Who else? Mark Cerny's still kicking it strong. He's still doing his thing. Mark Cerny's still there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's like steps down soon too. Like a lot of these guys, they've been there since
for years,
bro. PlayStation.
Yeah, years. Time to move
like
on.
Shuhei, it was cool though. Shuhei was talking about being there before they even had developers over at PlayStation. He said he was the first person over there that wasn't an engineer, meaning he was the first person over there that didn't have anything to do with the hardware of what PlayStation is. Like he was the first person that they was like, all right, we need you to go out there and make a game for this. Like we have what we want the system to be. Like go out there and find a game that we could have on here. Like that shit is crazy. Like you've been there for that long. You saw so much. Like you've been there through everything.
One thing I will say I've seen, at least looking at companies like Nintendo, they're really good at at least with Japanese companies, they're really good at training and ushering their next generation to take the shoes. Japanese companies and like those people are very, very good at, you know what I mean, they're really good at that stuff.
And
So
the motherfuckers
really
that were
good.
in place before will stay there.
They stay there they stay as long as they can. Yeah, they stay long.
Yeah.
And but when they're trading their like proteges or their successors, they do a good job with that stuff though. You know what I mean?
Because they don't
do a
leave
really
until
good
they
job.
find somebody they feel like, all right, he could.
Like
he could,
they do a
he could
really
hold it
good
down.
job. That culture is really good for that stuff. Yo, they do a really good job. So, you know, when it comes to like people like the one day, obviously, some of the heads of Nintendo who make some of our favorite games, Miyamoto and stuff like that, are eventually gonna retire and step down. You know, and I'm sure they're gonna entrust the next generation to hold it down for creating some of these Mario games. And you know, I'm pretty sure he's already training the young mans to create some of these Mario games that we've been experiencing. So, you know, they do a good job with that. That whole culture does a really good job with that type of stuff. So,
you feeling confident about this next PlayStation regime going forward?
You know what? I think PlayStation honestly is on. I think they're pretty much on course to what you expect. Are we seeing some crazy innovation in the space, some mind blasting innovation? No, but I think we're seeing some quality product. I think we're getting quality product still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll take that.
I guess I would say like, you know, that whole live service initiative seemed to have fell flat on their face. I know that was probably Jim Ryan too, but probably some of the people under him too, like the younger people under him.
I understand it though.
We're pushing for that.
They need one though. I do understand it, and I still think they should chase one. I still think they should.
Yeah, just not as heavy,
as aggressive, not as aggressive, right? I think we all can agree. Yeah. Maybe they went too aggressive, or like, oh, we're trying to make 15 live service games. Maybe not as aggressive, but I still think it's an honorable thing to chase. Like everyone, which company wouldn't want like a Fortnite? Which company wouldn't want like a Warzone? You know, like I think that's commendable, but at least make it come from genuine. Have some innovation in the space that you're creating. Maybe don't have, like we talked about this before, don't have crazy ass budgets for them, because maybe a small risk, high reward type of projects. Like there's plenty of games like that have blown up. Look at Fall Guys. Look at Among Us. Look at these type of games that clearly didn't cost no $100 million to make, but they made a huge impact in the gaming industry.
You nailed that. You nailed that point. Real talk. Because the thing with something like, say for instance, like a Concord, that shit took so long to make. What they say, like 6 years. And by the time it came out, the train had passed. Like we already was over the hero shooter, or people are already comfortable with the hero shooters that they already had. So you have something with a smaller budget that maybe can come out within the 2 years. It gives you some time to catch a trend or start a new one. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to follow one. So yeah, you nailed that. That's a great point.
I guess how that's how I would. I'm the nobody, but like I think that'd be an interesting way to take an approach of creating, like, we want to make a multiplayer game that hits, so that is successful. Like that's what they're all trying to do, right? But just maybe this is where you lean on creativity more than anything. You know,
right? More than budget or money and stuff like that.
Maybe you lean on creativity in this space for now, like, you know what I mean, until you can catch one, and maybe if you're lucky enough, that could turn into a franchise where the budget can increase, but you know your return is safer because it's already established, right? So now you can let's pump more money into it. I think they should create little smaller multiplayer experiences, maybe something that like it's fun, unique, that maybe it's not out there, it's not so common. That could be the next big thing, instead of chasing one, chasing something that already exists, trying to, you know, like that could work too, but it's
you heard it here first. PlayStation, bring back Call on All Cars. Kofi said it. Bring back Call on All Cars. We want it.
Mod Nation Racers, Grip. Remember that Grip game on PSP or something like that? Grip or some shit like that? Yeah. You know what I mean? Start something smaller and let's see if that can hit first. Then you can
don't try to chase the Star Wars video of PlayStation.
That's not really a good idea.
We don't need you doing that.
It's not a good idea, honestly.
Smaller games could still hit.
Yeah. All right. Indiana Jones reviews came out.
They did.
And it's actually looking really good.
It is.
I didn't think it was gonna be mid. It never looked mid to me. Like my Metacritic prediction was 84. But it actually is currently sitting somewhere higher than that right now. It's relatively close at 86. Around
86 right now.
In the ballpark.
Yeah, I think I had like a 82 as my prediction.
I saw some people say 70 and shit, but like, come on,
Oh
bro. Like,
nah, and it never looked like it was gonna be a 70. It looked
Machine
like a
Games are a
great
good.
game.
Machine Games is a good studio though. You know, like they have
Yeah.
like one recent dud, and I think it was like that Wolfenstein game with like the. I don't even know if they
Oh,
even made
the
it.
Youngblood, Youngblood.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
it
even
was.
know if they made it. Did they make
Yeah.
that? They might not have even made that game, bro. But Machine Games
I
are
think
usually a good studio, man. They make good games. Let me see. Machine Games.
yeah,
Did they make
yeah, they
it?
made it
All right, then
in
they
conjunction
just.
with Arcane Lion.
Oh, okay, Arcane made that, so they did the work. Clearly, clearly, Arcane did the work. Arcane hasn't been
Yo.
cooking, yo. Which is the one that made Redfall? Is it Austin?
That's Austin, yeah.
Oh damn, both of them.
Arcane Lion made Deathloop. They made Deathloop.
Why? What the hell happened with Youngblood, yo? What the
I
hell
don't
happened
know.
over there, yo?
But I'm looking forward to playing it. I think it's out right now, right? If you got the early access version.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna hold you, man. I ain't paying that $30 to unlock it, bro.
Yeah, you just gotta wait for what is it? The 9th, I think it officially comes out.
Yeah,
Or the 10th
3 days. In 3 days.
in 3 days. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Of course, Indiana Jones, Uncharted had a lot of inspiration from Indiana Jones, so I've been itching for an adventure like that. You know what I'm
It ain't
saying?
gonna be like an Uncharted from what I'm reading.
No, no, I know like gameplay wise, it probably won't be
It's
like
not gonna be
Uncharted,
like
but
that,
just the treasure hunt, the stakes that are at hand, and the villains and stuff like that, like the quips and the corny stuff, like how Uncharted
yeah,
is. They have
exactly. Exactly.
I'm looking for something like that to play. So, while I'm disappointed in it being a blend of first and third, I'll probably get over it if it's good. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna check it out.
It never
Some of the
it never looked
previews.
bad to me. It never looked bad to me, but it didn't look like something like mind blasting either. But it just never looked bad. So it did
Right.
fall around the same ballpark where I thought it was gonna be like 84. It's at 86 now, so with 44 reviews.
Yeah, some of the previews looked like the story and the characters might carry it. Like the gameplay just looked serviceable. It didn't look like
Like,
anything
oh, okay. But
amazing.
the
But the
puzzles and the
adventure,
atmosphere.
yeah, the puzzles too. The puzzles look
Well,
pretty
they kept
unique.
it
So.
genuine, right? It's not like a reimagination of it, like the character, right? Like the character
Okay.
is not known for being like a Nathan Drake, guns blazing, shoot 10 people, 100 people in the face type of shit. I heard it's like you're using a lot of fist and your whip, and you're using stealth. Like I don't think the action is like the over the top like you would expect. Like it's not like no
Right.
Uncharted or Tomb Raider or anything like that.
Yeah.
Over the top action.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on. So, shout out to Machine Games, yo. They dropped a good game. That's releasing on PlayStation, what, 6 months later?
3 months later.
3 months later.
March.
Oh, shit. All right, so PlayStation fans don't have to wait too long to play the game at all. Is there anything else that's actually worth talking about? I know we miss a lot of shit, but is anything worth revisiting?
It's a few games that are getting either shut down or stopping future service for live service games.
All right.
We can mention it real quick. We got X Defiant, the Ubisoft answer to Call of Duty. That game is shutting down its servers in June of next year. I think as of right now, you can no longer purchase any of like the seasonal content. I don't even think you can download the game at this point. I think they like removed it from that. But if you have it, you could play it until June. So that game is getting sunset. I think 100 and some odd people are getting laid off, and then I think the rest of them are being integrated into other Ubisoft studios. In addition to that,
we have to send out an RP as well too.
Oh,
to Tony Todd, right? I think we missed that.
Yes,
right? The voice actor of Venom, right?
Venom. He's actually in the new Indiana Jones game as well.
All right.
Yeah, rest in peace, Tony Todd. Of course, many people know him from like Candyman and stuff like that. But he's actually recently been in a lot of like different games and roles and stuff like that. So just sucks that he's been killing his roles and we lose him like that. So rest in peace to Tony Todd for sure.
Another quick hit topic. Astro has sold 1.5 million copies.
Yes,
I'm sure for like the type of game is probably already making money. Like that's good for them. For PlayStation, But y'all support that game, man. I think it deserves to be one of the higher sold PlayStation games, man. It's a great action adventure platformer. You guys need to, if you haven't played Astrobot yet, it has my certification. I'm pretty sure it has J Main's certification. It's a great game.
Sure.
By Astrobot.
I mean, PlayStation, they said it was a hit, so we'll see. We'll see going forward how they, how they continue supporting it. Because
I'm sure a game like that, once again, ain't no Naughty Dog budget, no God of War budget to make. It looks amazing, but I don't think it's cost that much. So I'm sure the 1.5 million, they're probably happy with that. But for the game's quality, I'm just saying, like, I think more people should check it out. So, like, check out that game if you haven't played that game.
Agreed. I'm looking to see what it does, like, over the holidays and stuff. I'll be paying attention to, like, it's Amazon charts.
It's definitely worth the playthrough. You think the game will launch on PC?
I don't see why not.
Being so PlayStation, like a PlayStation ad with all the hardware peripherals. I think it will come out on PC eventually, though.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I think so. I think at this point, I think we should expect it. Like everything that PlayStation releases will come out on PC. Going forward. Another game that has been confirmed to be coming on PC is Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade is coming out to PC in 2025. So if you've been waiting to play Stellar Blade for some reason, you don't have a PlayStation and you have a PC, well, get ready. Stellar Blade is dropping over there, and whoo-wee. I cannot wait.
The mods are gonna go crazy. They just dropped the photo mode too, and they're already going crazy with the photo mode. So I can only imagine. I'm looking at some of these pictures of the photo mode. I'm like, damn, I didn't even realize she was like. I'm like, damn, she really had. Listen, I need to play the DLC. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, so pretty much, that's another thing that I did get a code for a little early. They sent me a code for the Nier Automata. It's no story-based content. Honestly,
I was disappointed in that.
You know what it is? Pretty much, you have to go find some cans.
Yeah.
Some unique Nier Automata cans, I guess, and use those cans to purchase the Nier outfits. That's about it. I would have loved to see a proper kind of crossover between the two with actual like bosses, maybe.
Yeah.
That shit would have been fly. But honestly, Shift Up has something special here. I really hope they consider making Stellar Blade 2. Like, I think this game needs a sequel, bro. This game, for a game like this, I believe this might be their first console game too. I'm pretty sure this is for this to be your first console game, it's quite amazing. They need to make Stellar Blade 2. It needs a sequel ASAP. Like, whatever they're working on, scrap it. Make Stellar Blade 2, bro. Like, that needs to come out ASAP. I think that's about it, man. I can't think of that. None of these topics is really worth, spending much time discussing, to be honest. They're old topics that, we're away for like 3 weeks, so.
Yeah.
Real quick, I mentioned. All right, go ahead.
They released a half-hour documentary on the behind the scenes of South of Midnight for Xbox, the Xbox game. That game just continues to look amazing. They also confirmed that you'll be able to play it without like the stop motion if you want. So you don't have to have that for people that don't like it looking like it's like half the frame rate of what it's actually running and stuff like that for the character.
That game looked good too, man.
It looks great. I can't wait to play it. I like the behind the scenes because they go into like the Deep South where, of course the game takes place, but they also like did some research there and old like folk stories or tales that they're using to help bring to life with some of the characters and some of the enemies and stuff like that. So that game has a lot going on for it.
One question. As the DI assassins tried to kill this game too.
They on it. Apparently they found that they said the character used to be white early in development and then they changed the character to black. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, they're on it. They saying it's been sweet baby inked.
Yeah, these guys are insufferable. Okay, I think that's about it, man. Let's wrap it up. Next week we'll do a live reaction to the Game Awards, so we will be here. Me and J Main.
Can't wait. We're getting fucked up.
Can't wait for the game announcements. I'm definitely gonna have a couple of bottles of wine with me.
I'm taking a shot for every prediction I get wrong for a winner. It's like not a shot. I'll take a sip.
Yeah, you're gonna get crazy drunk.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. It was good conversations as always, and we're gonna wrap it up and get the hell out of here, man. Hope everybody has a great night, and we'll see you guys next week. Be safe.